Let's see. Don't understand what he's gonna. Salim, there's not even no point of telling him to chill out. He's not gonna chill out. What's up, Salim?
I'm good, mate. Yourself?
Good, brother. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm alright, man.
Salim, let me ask you a
Yeah, I'm
question.
out.
Let's not talk about the Bible. I want to talk about a serious question with you. Serious stuff, human being stuff. Okay, man to man stuff. Okay. All right. How do you feel about people having a fear of Islam? Genuinely.
There's no reason for anybody to fear Islam.
Why
And let's
not?
have a genuine conversation, man on man. I'll tell you why, bro.
Hmm.
So, having grown up in South London, or whatever you want to call it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
The people that were religious growing up when I was 14, 15, most of them are doctors and dentists now, all my mates, right? IT consultants, whatever.
Mm.
Graduates from Imperial College, which is like Oxford and Cambridge. Probably know 4 or 5 people from there. I
Mm.
got another friend who's a graduate from Cambridge University. Most other ones are from St. George's Medical College, right? They're doctors, right?
Mm-hmm.
The people that grew up religious, I'm talking like, and proper educated from a good families, they never got involved in any kind of crime, right?
Mm-hmm.
No drinking, no smoking, anything, even though I'm not saying that's a crime, no clubbing. Some of these guys, like my brother, for example, he
Mm.
had loads of girls after him. Never went out with one girl until he got married,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
The people that were not religious, whether they were Muslim or non-Muslim, I'm not saying everyone,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of them into DRUGS. There was stealing caste areas at the time. People involved in that, selling
Mm-hmm.
stolen goods, DRUGS, alcohol, gangs, fighting, all of that. And a lot of these guys stayed away from that.
Mm.
And if they didn't find religion, some of these guys, or they were not involved in it,
Mm.
I can guarantee you, a lot of these guys would be in gangs. They would have been involved in fighting, in violence, etc.,
Yeah.
or other things. So there's no reason to fear Islam. So just my last point, bro, right? Look,
Yeah.
even the people that understand Islam properly, I'm talking about even what you want to call the jihadis or whatever you want to call them.
Mm.
When the Muslims were being butchered and slaughtered in Bosnia, yes, Islam is about trying to protect innocent people. Like when they were fighting the Soviet occupation of Afghanistan, the Muslims were called brave and they were called heroes and they were supported by America, the West, and Pakistan, right?
Mm.
In Islam, yes, 100%, there is about defending persecuted people. You do not allow injustice, but that is against combatants on the battlefield. You don't go attacking innocent people. Some, like, for example, you're American or where you're from. You've got nothing to do with what happened in Iraq and Afghanistan,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So for a Muslim, it's not right for them to go and abuse or insult or harm innocent people. And Islam is all about justice and looking after people, helping the community, trying not to commit crimes, not to break, abiding by the law of the land, as long as it doesn't contradict your, or, against your religion and stopping you doing something, it's fine.
Mm. Okay. So let me just talk from my own experience. So
No worries,
me
bro.
growing up in America,
Yeah.
we're used to a certain level of bad behavior, right? Like in where I grew up, I grew up kind of like in the hood. We see, some things here and there, fighting, maybe a little shooting, maybe a little stabbing, whatever. Okay. That's a certain level of it. But then when I was in high school, I started to see things that I never saw before. And I'm pretty sure we all remember when this stuff started coming out of, who was it at that time? It wasn't ISIS. Who was before ISIS?
LQ.
LQ?
Yeah.
Okay,
Qaeda.
whoever it was, but doing things that I never in my life imagined seeing. Like I started seeing these videos. You saw the videos, this one, right? And that was literally my first introduction to Islam. That and then 9/11.
Yep.
Never even heard about Islam before that.
Hmm.
So then I'm like, what is this? And I'm talking to my teachers and I'm trying to understand and they're giving me explanations that don't really make sense to me. because they just hate our freedoms, and I'm like, well, I don't know about like that. Doesn't somebody wouldn't do that much just because they don't like us? That's kind of weird,
Most stupid argument, exactly.
right? And so I never understood it, but
Yeah.
after that, it piqued my interest. I was like looking into it, trying to understand more, talking to people, and then at that time there wasn't even many Muslims like in my area, so I didn't really run into them too much. But anyway, long story short, as I grew up and eventually started having Muslim friends and them trying to teach me about the religion, et cetera, and eventually to where I am now. And what I want to understand from you is, Salim, I just want to like, if we're being honest with each other, like, do you genuinely? Because what I will say is that, of course, you are probably a great, genuine person. You probably have no intention of bothering anybody. You probably just want to live your life while being Muslim. And then if you have the opportunity to preach to somebody, you're gonna take it. And if it's not there, it's not there. It's not a big deal. But you just want to live a normal life. But I think the part for me where I kind of get lost is in this conversation is people get mad at me because I want to talk about what actually happened within Islam, right? Which
Yep.
does seem to have a violent history, a violent past, and some Muslims do take it into today. Maybe not you, maybe not most people, but some do. And it's enough for me to where it is a concern, even if it's a small percentage of Muslims, but it's enough for me to want to speak about it. You get what I mean?
Okay. Okay. So
Go
let
ahead.
me answer that for you, mate. So when 9/11, 9/11 happened, my house got visited in the UK. I've had friends who've been extradited, and I've got friends who ended up in Guantanamo. So I can actually talk about this topic in a lot of detail and explain it to you really well.
Ended up in Guantanamo.
Yeah, we can go through that anyway, but don't worry about that anyway. Look, so let me explain it to you, you know what I mean? So you can hear it really well and try and understand this.
Yeah.
And I'm probably one of the best people who can explain this to you. Let me come lastly to ISIS. First of all, there's 126 scholars, imams, doctors, whatever you want to call it. They wrote an open letter against ISI-5. In Islam, you can't go and start harming innocent people, man. That is wrong. There's no justification for that, right? And I can give you plenty. So I'll come back to that point in a second. But there was hardly anybody who supported them. Even there were Muslims who used to go and take containers into Syria and other countries, and there was Muslims that used to fight against them. But let me come back to 9/11 first, right? What you got to understand is this: I don't condone tea attacks. So the way these groups conduct it is this is what they say. They say because countries like America and the West are unaliving our innocent people, and I'll tell you how in a second, they say that we can respond in the same manner. We can also unalive their innocent people, right? They will use arguments like that, and they will also say that these people voted these governments
Wait,
in.
who's saying
Yeah.
that? Who's saying that?
So I'm saying the way a lot of tea organizations work
Okay.
and the justification they use for carrying out tea attacks is they
Right.
say that because you're unaliving our innocent people, we can respond in the same manner. But in Islam, it's better to forgive because the verse, it all says it's better to forgive somebody. Or, so the way I look at it is this: just because someone goes into Iraq and Afghanistan, and trust me, I'm not happy with that, right? And even what's happening in Palestine, right? There's a way to conduct yourself. So when you go, you fight the combatants on the battlefield. I got no issue with that,
Right.
right? Because if someone's coming to occupy your land, like if they came into the UK, I'll be the first to stand up and defend it, right? And for example, if say America was invaded tomorrow, say Russia came into the USA and just started unaliving innocent people and harming women and children and taking their land, as a Muslim, it's my duty to go and help the persecuted people, right? But my argument and our argument is, as a Muslim, you shouldn't respond just because in, say, Palestine, Gaza, right? Just if they're unaliving innocent babies and children and women, it doesn't mean as Muslims, if we retaliate or we need to fight back, it doesn't mean we should go target someone else's innocent people, right? Whoever they are. But bro, look, let me just give you a quick one on 911. Yeah, if you just follow me on this one, right? And I'm not into conspiracy theories. Did the Muslims do it? Yes, they did. Muslims will say, nah, it wasn't. It was someone else. No, the Muslims did it, right? Okay.
Right. Right.
What you got to understand, my bro, is this. Countries like America, and I'm 52 years old. I've known this since the age of 14. And when I was at university, I met Iraqis, people from Afghanistan, people from Egypt, different countries. America, for the last 60, 70, 80 years, has been arming, funding, supporting some of the most tyrant dictators in our countries, right? People like Saddam, people like Gaddafi, people like Mubarak of Egypt, who's now followed by Sisi, people like Fahad of Saudi Arabia, who's now followed by MBS, right? And various countries. And these people, what they've been doing to the Muslims is they've been unaliving them, they've been putting them in prison, they've been torturing them from the medieval ages, right? So if you got caught in, say, Iraq against Saddam, your life is finished, mate. Your family wouldn't know if you're alive, you're gone, you're what's happened, right?
Yeah.
So America, whether directly or indirectly, has the hands of maybe tens or hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people on their hands. And they did it through the Americas as well, bro. It's not just in those countries. They did the same in Panama. They put Noriega in power. Then they took him out when he wasn't an agent of America anymore, right? So they put these puppet regimes, they supported them, they've armed them, funded them, who oppressed the Muslims. So these groups that have risen, like Muslim Brotherhood, like Al-Q, they were against all of that. They're against those governments. They've hated those governments. But what they saw was America behind them. They saw America blindly supporting Israel. They saw America attacking Somalia and various Muslim lands. And that is the justification they use to go attack America on 9/11, right? But like I said, to me, I don't condone T attacks or attacks on innocent people. You know, there's a way, if you want to fight someone, you fight the combatants on the battlefield. But people like OBL, Osama, what they will say is that, look, we're hitting their military institutions, we're hitting their financial institutions. Do you understand? Right? They haven't got armies and air forces and missiles that they can send in. So they're going to find a way to attack. And that's what they did. And they're going to say everyone else was just collateral damage. Right? Because when you see what they hit what the Pentagon, they hit the Twin Towers. They'll say, look, there was hundreds of maybe companies in there that supported various militaries or governments or Israel, whatever, or America. So that's how they justify 9/11.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that. And that was one of the things when because again, I was in high school at that time, and I remember reading Osama bin Laden's letter. He wrote a letter, I think, to America.
Yeah, that's right.
And in that letter I read, and he was saying exactly what you're saying, all the atrocities and things that America was doing to the Middle East, essentially.
Yeah.
You know, throwing, and they did. Obviously, we can see that they threw bombs, and I'm sure there were many innocents getting unalived at that time, and I could only imagine what that feels like. So, that being said, right? The other part that I see a lot happening is I've seen this pattern that Muslims like to start history basically in the 1940s, essentially. They're like, everything starts there. Almost as if nothing happened before that time. And I want to get your opinion on that.
So a number of things, bro. First of all, look, and I'll answer that in a second. I'm from Pakistan, right? Now, if the Pakistani government, bro, goes and attacks and unalives innocent, say, Afghanis, and somebody comes from Afghanistan and takes my family out, just unalives them. Obviously, I don't condone what the Afghani did, but I understand what he did. Because if you're unaliving, even as a Pakistani, someone's innocent people, there's chances they may react or do something bad in revenge, or whatever you want to call it. Okay. Coming back to your point now, bro. First of all, when it comes to 9/11 or October the 7th, whatever it was, when it comes to the Americans and Israelis, right, they always start history from that day like nothing's happened before, right? Point number one. Point number two is, look, and I'll answer this for you. When the British were, for example, say in Pakistan and India, before the partition, it was India, right? So when they were ruling there, sometimes things have happened in history, and I'm not even saying the Muslim history was brutal. I'll come back to that in a minute. I'm not saying everyone's perfect, but I'll answer that. So, bro, when the British were ruling India, they unalived many people. They stole, money worth whatever, 45 trillion pounds or whatever it was. But first of all, I don't hold the British people alive today for what happened then, because that's history. What their granddads did, what their dads did, etc. And no doubt, the European history was brutal. Wherever they went to the Americas, they butchered women, children, babies. They unalived everything, livestock, wherever it was, right? Now, bro, when you look at the Muslim history now, 1400 years, right? I'm not saying that there was probably nobody evil, but let's do a comparison. Let's do an honest comparison. When the Muslims first went into Egypt, according to a Christian by the name of Dionysius of Telmera, who's a Christian from the 9th century, right? His book is online, by the way, bro. You can look at it. He says that Benjamin the Coptic Christian rebelled against the Byzantine Christians and sided with the Muslims. He delivered the country to the Arabs, right? So he delivered Egypt to the Arabs. When the Muslims were ruling, the difference was the Byzantines were butchering every single wherever they went, they were unaliving people. They were forcing the Christians to follow their denomination of Christianity. They were forcing the Jays into Christianity. When the Muslims ruled, for example, Spain, right? Sorry, but I'm not going to monologue. I'll try to be quick. When the Muslims ruled Spain, if you go and read the Jewish Chronicle, there's an article in there that says, what did the Muslims do for us? And it says, Islam saved Jewry. That's the first 3 words. There's another article. It
Saved
says,
what?
what did
Saved what?
Okay. If you go into the Jewish Chronicle, it's a Jewish website.
They
There's
saved
2
Jewry.
articles.
They saved Jewry.
Yeah,
Okay.
Islam saved Jewry, i.e. the religion. Because Christianity was trying to eradicate the religion, right? It was trying to eradicate Judaism. So what they did was they banned kosher meat. They banned Sabbath. They started burning their synagogues, right? They closed all their schools down. And they also tried to get rid of the calendar, right? If you get rid of the Jewish calendar, basically you've got rid of the religion, because according to the calendar, they know, when their festivals are, different religious dates, etc.
Right.
Now, if you go to the second article, right, which I've read both of them, it's called What Did the Ottomans Do for Us? So when the Jays were persecuted throughout Europe, whether it was England, Spain, Italy, Poland, Russia, etc., right? They went to the Muslim lands, and the rabbis say, this is a Jewish article, bro, you can read it yourself. The rabbis say, we have no problems living in the land of the Turks. We have both fortunes. We have fortunes in our hand, both gold and silver. We are not burdened by taxes. We are not hindered, doing trade, etc. We don't have to wear yellow badges.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say to you, my bro, is this. I'm not saying in 1400 years, of Islam with the Muslim rulers that there must have been just people. I'm sure there were some evil people during that period, but that was against the norm. Even the people that bring up what happened in the Ottoman Empire, through Assyria, whatever, that was done through a rebellion of the Ottoman Empire. The Ottomans didn't conduct that out. It was done by a guy called Enver Pasha, who rebelled against the Ottomans. They took control of the armies around 1890s, right? They were called the Young Turks, and they came to power, and they carried out those acts. The Muslims ruled for 7, 8, 9 centuries that land. Why would they have waited that long if they wanted to butcher every single person or force them into the religion, right? So what I'm trying to say to you, my bro, is this. When you look at the history, even according to non-Muslims, and I can give you many examples of what Christians themselves say, even Jays, and even Christians that were enemies of Islam, that hated Islam, even they talk about its tolerance and how it let people practice their religion. And I can even give you examples of that. So I'm not even talking about using one Muslim source. But the thing is, you're told about all of these lies and stuff. Oh, the Muslims did this. The Muslims were fighting the Byzantine Empire, who were a nation of who are an
Thank you
empire
for
of
thank you for
savages and butchers, bro. When they were entering Scotland, because they entered the UK, right, England, when they were going into Scotland, they were talking about unaliving pregnant women because twice when they tried to take Scotland, they had to send their resources somewhere else. So I think it was like the third time they said, right, we've had enough. We're going to take over these people now, right? And we're going to butcher everyone. And that's what they did. The Muslims were fighting these kind of people. An empire that stretched
Salim.
over 100 countries. They were the enemies of the people, the enemies of the world, the enemies of Islam and Muslims. They were fighting those.
Salim. Salam alaikum, my brother. Salam alaikum to your host. Thank you for rising me. I know the voice doesn't match my picture, but whatever, bro. It's 2026, bro. Whatever, innit? Right? Now, bro, Muslims don't understand the Bible. I would agree with you in your entirety, young man. Tell it to me, please.
Bro, the conversation was we weren't discussing that anyway, bro.
Oh, is it?
We're not discussing that topic anyway.
What is the topic then?
We're just having a completely separate conversation, man.
I'm sorry, I went by the point.
No, that's all right, bro. That's all right.
Forgive me, Salima, bro.
No, that's cool, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is the topic?
So yeah, I'll just end it on this statement, and then we'll go to the prompt. So yeah, so I just think basically from what I'm seeing, everyone has a past, right? Everyone has a dark past and a thing in their books, right? And the thing that I'm just we're not gonna get, none of us is gonna get exactly what we want, right? Like you as a Muslim, you're probably upset with some Muslims who don't do what you think is Islamic, right?
Well, brother, I'm a Shia Muslim, bro. So
Not really, bro.
we were always going to be upset with each other.
Not you, honey.
Yeah, you're
Your
right.
name is
Carry on.
crazy. Yeah,
It's
I'm
honey
saying
chicks, bro. I
you.
Manuka.
You as a Muslim, like you said you're against the T groups, right? But the T groups still exist anyway, right? So you're not getting exactly what you want. And then that means me as an outsider, I'm not getting exactly what I want because I'm also against the T groups, right? And so now I don't think anybody can blame me for taking this position of where I say, hey, look, you may be against the T groups, but the T groups, they get their justification from certain things in the Quran, and I think I should be allowed to talk about that.
Okay. But bro, just one sec, bro. Let me answer that. Look, when you say T groups, yes, obviously it depends what the Americans and the British call T. I may not follow every single group that you call T. No, just one second.
I like a few of them.
No. So, for example, host, right? What I'm saying, bro, look, if somebody goes to defend the people that are being persecuted and unalived, say in America, like I was giving an example, if your family were being persecuted and unalived, and I left my house, my family, my job to come and help you, you would never call me a T. You would say, this guy is brave. He's not even part of an army. He left his family, his wife and kids. He left his job. And people did that. When the war in Bosnia was taking place, people left their household. They left their families. They left their wives and kids. They left their jobs to go and help, right? So America or Britain may say, oh, these are T's. But when the Afghanis were fighting the Soviet occupation, they were called brave and they were called heroes. But if you fight the American occupation of Afghanistan, or whatever you want to call it, the invasion, then you're regarded as a T. So first of all, it depends who is a T, who's not a T. But my stance is this. We shouldn't target innocent people. Even if they unalived 1 million of our innocent people, we as Muslims should hold the higher morality, the higher ground. And we should refuse, and we shouldn't fall to the same level as the British army or the American army or any of the other armies, even the Shmaidiev. Right? If today the Muslim armies were standing on the borders of Israel, I would never condone that what they're doing, that we should act in the same manner. We should be just. So, bro, look, all I'm saying is, when you talk about history or anything like that, no, it's completely different. Because when you look at the European history, even according to Christians, it was brutal. Bartolome de las Casas, who was a Spanish Christian, he said that when they went to the Americas, they unalived babies, right? They smashed babies against the rocks. They unalived women. They burned, I don't know if I can say that word, 13 Native Americans at a time in honor of Jesus and his apostles. They chopped limbs. They fed them to dogs. So the Muslims, I'm sorry, we didn't behave like that, man. When the Muslims fought, they fought against the oppressive empires, the barbaric empires. But am I saying in 1400 years there was no evil people? No, I'm sure there were cases who were evil to the Muslims as well as the non-Muslims, right? Who probably ripped them off, who probably charged them, overtaxed them, who did bad things. But that was against the norm. Like, for example, Thomas Arnold, in his book Preaching Islam, he talks about one case in North Africa in 798 AD by the name of Idris, a Muslim ruler. And he says that this ruler forced the Christians and Jays into Islam. He goes, there's no other parallel, nothing else compared to that in the whole of North Africa, right? Because Islam, you know, you're not allowed to, you cannot force anybody into the religion. The Prophet tells, Allah tells the Prophet that your job is just to convey the message. That's it. And Allah says that if he wanted to, he could have made the whole world Muslim. So he says to Muhammad, you know, who are you? You're not one to force people or convert them.
All
So,
right.
bro, look, all I'm going to say is this, my friend, right? As a Muslim, and I'm telling you this, and I've given you examples of the kind of Muslims that I've, you know, been brought up with, know, etc. I've never heard them say that we hate the American people, they hate the British people, this and that. Bro, look, I'm not going to love any government, even if that's a Pakistani government, and I'm Pakistani, and I speak up against it. If you're going around the world and you're butchering innocent people, the governments, I hold them responsible. I hold the army responsible for that, right? And I'm not going to sit there and love them. You know, there's a way to, you know, you have to stand up against injustice. Islam does not allow you to be unjust, and it does not allow injustice over you. So places like Smizro, until there's justice and peace, right? Or until there's justice, there will be no peace. Do you understand? It doesn't matter. When you start giving people justice, my bro, then there will be peace, right? Because people they can't go and start justifying or harming or, you know, trying to justify attacks or on innocent people. That's why ISI-5 didn't last. Because the Muslims, most of the Muslims and the majority of Muslims fought against them and never supported them. Right? There may have been a few people, and all I'm saying is, look, with the T groups as well, bro. Sorry, man. My last comment. I appreciate you letting me speak, right? My last comment is this, bro. Even with the T groups themselves, right? Even though I disagree with, like I said, harming of any innocent person, I don't care what race, religion, ethnicity, nationality they are. A lot of these groups have arisen because of the injustice, because of the persecution, whether it's a Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt, whether it's Al-Q, whether it's, you know, any other group you want to name. Bro, most of the people that are rising because there's been harm to innocent people, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I'm sure that that's a big part of it. I just, like I said, for me, it's like I hear that you're saying, you're like, yeah, I know that we also have a violent history. Like, you're admitting that everyone does, yours included. But it's like, then we can't deny that that's part of the reason why we are where we are. Like if we're being honest, there was centuries of Muslim occupation, Muslim violent subjugation. So this is not something that people are just going to forget about or pretend it isn't happening. And I don't think they should, to be honest with you. I think everyone should keep it in their front of their mind, especially in light of what's happening now, where we're seeing mass Muslim migration, and people don't know what's going to happen with that. People are afraid that their country is losing their identity, they're losing their culture. When they go outside, everything is a mosque, everything is an Arabic, everything is a halal supermarket. And what do you want people to do? You want people to just be quiet, not talk? Is that the idea?
No, 100% not. If it was, if it's a genuine concern, or if it was something that was done that was inhumane, or something that was wrong or unjust to people, then you should always speak up against it and stand up against it. But no, I don't buy any of this stuff. This is what I'm trying to say to you, my bro. So first of all, when you talk about the violent history, no, there was a major, like I just explained to you, there was a major difference, because the Muslims, even according to Christians, they didn't go around acting like the Europeans did. They didn't go
Salim,
around
all right.
spreading
Now,
religion.
see, this is the part where we lose each other now because there were, and I've looked this up already. I know what you're talking about. Within those centuries, I don't know how many centuries, 700 centuries, something like that. Within that time period, yes, there were bits and pieces of some Muslim rulers that were somewhat moderate, but that was the exception to the rule. Most of them were violently subjugating everyone.
Bro, this is what I'm trying to say to you. So let me just respond to you. No, this is what I'm saying to you. It was against the norm when even according to non-Muslims, it was against the norm.
Okay, do you want
Right?
to do an AI mubahala with me then?
No, bro. Just give me a second. We can do any mobile law. Just give me a moment, bro. I'll give you the evidence now. Don't worry about AI. I got AI in my head, bro. Just give me a minute. Right? So, bro, just give me a second, bro. So I just gave you an example of what Dionysius of Telmera says, right? He said that the Benjamin the Coptic Christian, just hear me out, bro. Just listen to me for
I'm
1 second,
listening.
please.
I
So
didn't say
looking out.
anything.
Just give me a minute.
I
Let
haven't
me
said
just hear me
anything.
out, bro.
Go ahead,
We're
then.
having a decent conversation. Let's just carry on, bro. Right, look. And I'll listen to you. Don't worry. Like I gave you example, Dionysius of Telmera said that the Benjamin the Coptic Christian delivered the country to the Muslims because they were being persecuted by the Byzantine Empire and unalived, and their churches were taken off them. Michael the Elder, another Christian who lived 5 centuries after the conquest, said that he can see God's finger in giving the conquest to the Muslims because they saved a lot of the Christians from persecution. This is Michael the Elder 5 centuries later. There was another person, right, by the name of, I think, the Archbishop of Valencia or the Patriarch of Valencia. Just hear me on this one, right? The Catholic Poles were oppressing and persecuting people from the Russian, I think, Orthodox or Eastern Orthodox Church, right? Over 7-8 decades, I
Brother,
believe.
again, you're doing the same. You're cherry picking scenarios, brother. I'm
I'm not cherry picking anything, bro. Just hear me out.
I've already granted you that there were scenarios where everything was relatively chill. I don't need you to keep telling me that. I've granted that, and I understand that. I think everyone, look, if anybody's confused, during the centuries time of Muslims occupation, there were some peaceful times. Granted. What I'm saying is that was not the majority of the time. That was not the majority of the time.
This is what I'm saying to you. It was the majority of the
Okay,
time.
so let's ask AI so that we can get an objective
Bro,
answer.
listen, I can give you Christians after Christians who testify to it, man.
All right,
when
let's
the
see.
Muslims, hold on, bro, 1 second, 1 moment. When the Muslims ruled Spain, they ruled it for 700-800 years.
All right, let's see.
Show me where the
All right.
hold on. Show me where the Jays
Okay.
were persecuted, unalive.
All right,
1 moment, or forced into the religion.
see.
Now, let me just finish my sentence, bro, man. We're having a decent conversation. Let's just finish. So I'm saying to you, over those 700-800 years, I'm not saying there might have been riots or some issue have come up or some other problem, political, whatever it was. But no, the vast majority of the people lived for 7-8 centuries under Muslim rule, and they were still Jays living there.
All right, Salim,
Muslims- hold on.
we're disagreeing now. I disagree with you. So let's just ask AI. Let's just
No,
ask.
bro. 1 moment before we go to AI, because AI is going to take any junk from anywhere. But let me just give me a moment to answer you. Thomas Arnold in his book Preaching Islam. Just give me a second, bro. Thomas Arnold in his book Preaching Islam said that if the Muslims acted like the Christians, so the Muslims acted like the Christians, like King Ferdinand and Isabella in Spain, and various other examples that he gave, like the English did to the Jays, right, where they expelled the Jays for 350 years. They go, Islam could have eradicated Christianity, the
All right,
religion,
Salim,
the people from their
I'm done.
lands within
I get
decades,
it.
bro.
You've brought up this same fact 10 minutes ago. Let's
I haven't bring up any fact. I didn't
agree.
even mention that.
You brought up this book and this author. So let's just agree to disagree and let's ask AI now. Okay, let's
There's
see. what
nothing to
AI
disagree about, bro. It's facts.
I know. You're just right always. Okay, let's see.
It's not about right, bro. It's facts. Like, for example, I'm from Pakistan. The Pakistani brutalized the Bangladeshis
Salim.
in the 1960s. I only found out about a month ago.
Salim,
I say it as it is.
I don't want to.
as it is, bro.
Salim, I don't want to mute you. Just let me talk with AI for a second.
Bro, I don't really care about your AI, bro.
Okay, during the Muslim Arab conquests and during their time of, hold on, do you hear me, Grok? Oh, yes, it does. Okay. During their time of rulership, however long it was, how long was it, first of all? And then was it mostly peaceful, or was it mostly equality, or was it mostly violent subjugation and humiliation?
The main Arab-Muslim conquests kicked off right after Muhammad died in 632 and wrapped up the big expansion phase by around 750. So about 120 years of rapid takeover. They rolled through the Middle East, Persia, North Africa, and into Spain crazy fast, like decades, not centuries. It was mostly military conquest at first, battles, sieges, some cities taken by force, but not non-stop slaughter or convert or die. A lot of places surrendered through treaties that let Christians, Jews, and others keep their faith, property, and churches in exchange for paying the jizya tax. Non-Muslims became dhimmis, protected but second class, with some restrictions and humiliation baked in. Mass conversions happened way later, over centuries, not right away. So it was violent subjugation to establish rule, but governance after that was more about control and taxation than constant brutality. Depends on the region and ruler, though. Some spots saw more resistance and harsher treatment.
Okay, what do you think about that answer?
You know what? A call came in halfway between that, so but I heard most of it. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so
hold on,
100
let me
years.
answer that, bro.
Hold on,
Let
let me
me
just
answer it.
wait,
Give me
because
a
you said a
second. You
call.
asked
You
me
said
the
a call
question.
came in, Salim. You said a call came in, Salim. So let me give you the breakdown. So 100 something years of violent conquests, and then once the violent conquest settled down because they pretty much took it all over, then it just became about management, and then things settled down as long as they got the jizya. What do you think about that?
No worries, man. So, when you say violent conquest, how do conquests happen? Did they happen peacefully? So, when you talk about violent conquest, I just told you they were fighting savage armies like the Byzantines, who were the enemies of Islam, and the Christians and the Jays, who were forcing people into their religion, and they were brutalizing the whole world, and the Muslims were their enemies. So what's the issue with that? So they fought against them, and what did AI say? There was centuries where the Christians and
Okay.
Jays were protected. One moment, bro. They were protected and they were being looked after, and they were living with the Muslims. Now, and whatever he said, oh, some things happened centuries later, what that shows is that if Islam was all about subjugating people, unaliving them, forcing them into the religion, which they never forced anybody into the religion, right? If that was the case, they would have done it from day one. They wouldn't have waited centuries later. They would have started unaliving and forcing people into the religion. So it shows that that was against the norm what people did. If somebody did do something like that, I gave you an example in 798 of Idris, right? Where did you come from?
All right.
All right. I gave you an example of Idris in 798.
All right, Salim,
and what does
Salim, all right.
Thomas Arnold say?
All right, now, brother,
That was
like,
an
I'm-
exception.
Look, I heard what you said. Let's ask that next question then. Okay. Were the Muslims fighting only defensively during those first 100 years where they were rapidly expanding?
Who cares whether they're fighting defensively or not?
I do.
No, they weren't fighting only defensively. The rapid expansions from 632 to about 750 were straight-up offensive conquests. After Muhammad died, the Ridda Wars first unified Arabia under Medina by force. Then the armies immediately pushed north into Byzantine Syria and east into Sasanian Mesopotamia, not because those empires were invading Arabia, but because the Arabs saw opportunity. Both the Byzantines and Sasanians were wrecked from decades of brutal war against each other, plus plagues and internal chaos. The Arabs hit them while they were down, winning decisive battles like Yarmouk in 636 and Al-Qadisiyah in 636. These were campaigns of invasion and takeover, not responses to attacks on Muslim lands. Raids turned into full conquests pretty quick. Some early clashes had defensive elements, like responding to Byzantine moves in Palestine, but the overall drive was expansionist. Muslim sources themselves talk about spreading the faith, gaining booty, and bringing tribes and territories under caliphal rule. Historians across the board describe it as aggressive expansion by a newly united Arabian force exploiting weakened neighbors, not a defensive war.
Okay. What do you think about
Okay,
that?
so let me reply to that, bro. Let me answer it now, right? The reason the Muslims conquest was so rapid because these were just a bunch of ragtag armies, bro. 30, 40,000 people against hundreds of thousands of men. The reason their conquest was so rapid is because the Christians and the Jay sided with the Muslims. They hated being ruled by the Byzantine Christians. So I gave you the example of Egypt. Let's move on. When the Muslims reached a place called Fil, they camped in a place called Fil in Syria. I think it's a place called Amisa. The Christians wrote a letter to the Muslims. They said, we have more faith in you, even though the Byzantines are the same faith as us. We would rather you rule over us than being ruled and being forced into the
Okay.
religion.
Okay,
When the
okay.
Muslims, one moment, bro, one moment. When the Muslims went to Jerusalem, they surrendered Jerusalem to the Muslims because they didn't want to side with the Byzantines. And
Okay,
be
I
forced
got
into
you. I got
Christianity.
you. All
Bro,
right.
you don't even let me respond to your
I just
AIDS,
heard. I just heard you, and I'm gonna ask that question.
You don't even let me respond to
I'm
it,
gonna
man.
ask that question. So my friend is telling me that this rapid conquest happened it happened because of the fact that there were people who preferred Muslim rule over Christian rule.
Your friends got a piece of the truth, but it's not the main driver. Some local groups, especially religious minorities like Monophysite Christians in Syria and Egypt, and Jews, did prefer early Muslim rule over Byzantine or Sasanian control. The Byzantines had been cracking down hard on heretical Christians who didn't follow the official Chalcedonian line, and Jews faced restrictions too. Under the Arabs, as long as people paid the jizya tax, they could keep their faith, churches, and local ways with less interference. Some cities surrendered peacefully through treaties, and a few Christian sources even say things like, "We prefer you to the Byzantines." That said, this wasn't why the rapid conquest happened. The big reasons were the Byzantine and Persian empires were completely wrecked from 25 plus years of brutal war against each other, plus plagues and internal chaos. The Arabs were united for the first time, highly motivated, mobile, and hit at exactly the right moment. The conquests were military campaigns. Decisive battles like Yarmouk and Al-Qadisiyah broke the empire's armies. The preference stuff mostly helped with surrenders after the big victories, not the victories themselves. And even then, contemporary accounts like John of Nikius, a Coptic bishop in Egypt, describe fear, massacres in some cities, and panic, not widespread celebration. It was more better than the old bosses than active preference for the new ones. So yeah, some locals were glad to see the old rulers go, but the speed of the conquest came from Arab strength and enemy weakness, not a popular uprising inviting them in.
So, even people saying ask for sources, bro. I can give you all sources all day long, bro. I got sources in my head from your sources. So don't try that with me. Point number one, bro, is this, right? Mashallah, that's why I got photographic memory, bro. The problem is this, my bro, right? Is you're coming out with AI. It's like me asking for the history of Israel and Palestine using AI. I'm never gonna get the truth. I'm gonna get half the truth or something. Just give me a second. So exactly what I was telling you. The Muslims didn't have an issue. The people had their churches. He said they sided with the Muslims. That's the reason why the Muslim conquest was so rapid. Point number one. Point number two is
All
this.
right.
Hold on, shut
All
the
right,
door,
I'm
please.
done. All right,
One
I'm
second,
done.
bro. Just give me a
I'm done. The delusion cannot get any more delusional. Like, how far does this have to go? Like, every single possible objection that he's bringing up, I'm asking, and AI is completely disagreeing with him. That it's literally saying he's only telling you bits of the truth, and then he hears that, and he still comes back and just right in my face just goes, "Yes, exactly. You see, I was right." What are you talking about?
Hello?
Yes, what's up, Akhla R3?
Yeah, the argument, which one is more violent, Islam or Christianity?
Sure.
Okay, then I can prove to you by looking at studies. the Christianity has caused more harm.
I will grant you that, but what's your point?
That's the argument. You just granted the argument. What do
That's
you
not
mean?
that's not the argument. You said we're talking about is it more violent? Meaning we're giving a condition of in the present sense. Is it inherently? How about that? Is it inherently more violent? How about that? And first, let's just look this up real quick.
Yeah, I can show you studies like
I granted
it's
you
very
that.
clearly Christianity.
So I think what you're trying to say is that historically speaking, Christian-led countries committed more violence. Maybe that's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
not my argument.
Then what is?
My argument is that Islam is inherently more violent. It's
I mean, that depends because different denominations have different views on these things. Like, for example, I don't believe Islam has ever done something similar to the Crusaders.
has never did what?
Done something so vile as the Crusaders.
Again, not my point at all. Let's do this.
Yeah,
Let's
of
do
course
this.
it is because the
Let's do this.
Crusaders.
Let's
had
do
the-
this.
1 second,
Let's
brother.
do this. No, look, because you're wasting my time. I condemn
Oh my God.
I condemn any violent thing that the Crusaders did that was not just. How about that? Is that okay?
But do you know the Crusaders were? That's Christianity. The Pope told them to do this.
Perfect. I condemn it.
So thank you for conceding.
Anything else?
What do you mean? You told me Christianity is not inherently more violent, but
It
the
isn't.
Pope is Christianity.
It isn't inherently more violent. So what I'm
Okay.
trying to say
is,
to
is
you,
the Pope, does he have
Okay.
an authority? In
brother, you're not
Catholic
gonna just keep
Christianity?
asking me questions. Now you asked me a question, I've been answering you, and I've been conceding to you.
Yeah,
So
go ahead.
now it's my turn. So when it comes to spreading the
concede the
religion,
argument.
so when it comes to spreading the religion, is it taught in your religion that it's okay to be violent?
Can you disambiguate your Christian?
My
Can you
question?
disambiguate your question?
Yeah,
yes.
is it okay when it comes to spreading religion? Is it okay to be violent in your scenario?
And what does that mean?
So, for example, we just read that the first 100+ years of Islam was spread through violent conquest. Was that Islam or was that not Islam?
I mean, if you mean violent by something unjust, I don't think so. But violent in war,
Yeah,
as
like
such, yeah,
like
of
all the
course.
caliphs, Umar, Abu Bakr, all of them. What were they Muslims?
Yeah, if you mean they went to war,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, of course.
Okay. Why did they go to war?
Spread Islam.
Okay. Any other reason? Like money, like getting jizya? Was that another reason or no?
I mean, probably political reasons like that,
Right.
but the main thing was
Okay.
Islam.
Okay. So now, do you have
I mean,
anything
that's
like that?
coupled with Islam.
I got you. So now, do you have anything like that that you can show me in the New Testament? Anything?
What specifically?
Fighting to spread your religion and making people pay jizya.
I mean, you could argue the Crusades were to spread religion in Jerusalem.
Okay, so
But
we're,
if you
we're
want-
talking we're talking about
Jizya, of course.
we're
I can show
talking
you
about
jizya.
we're talking about books.
Yeah, I can show you jizya in the Bible.
Go ahead. New Testament.
Yeah, you don't make the conditions like that, brother. What do you mean?
Why not?
They don't just follow
Why not?
the New Testament.
Who doesn't just follow the New Testament?
They understand that the Old Testament is also revelation.
But that's not how it works. That's if
Yeah,
you
of
want to
course
put it
it
that
is.
way. No, it isn't. Why do you think it's called the Old Testament?
Yeah, I'll explain. So, if you tell me something is immoral or whatever, you need to have an.
You're having
Brother,
your
brother,
own
let me
brother. No, because you're having your own argument with I don't know who right now. You some guy in your head. Are you imagining somebody?
Yeah, I'm telling you. If you say
I'm
something
not.
is immoral,
I'm not.
brother,
My argument is not.
Can I speak?
No. My
No, I
argument.
can't speak, okay.
No. My argument is not My argument is not that the Old Testament is revelation or not. That's not the argument.
No,
My
I didn't
argument,
argue that.
my argument, and let me ask you a question. When it comes to what is authoritative right now, what is the rules that the Christians follow? Is it from the Old Testament or the New Testament?
Yeah, the New Testament.
Okay. So why did the New Testament come if there was an Old Testament?
To bring a new law. I don't know.
Okay. So why can't you, if you understand this, right, that the New Testament now supersedes the Old Testament, then why do you keep forcing Christians into what the Old Testament is saying? Is it just to make yourself feel better?
No, brother. It depends, because if you just are looking to compare the New Testament with Islam, that's fine. But if we are looking at morality, which I suppose you're doing, and
We're
you
not
say
looking
this
at
is moral.
morality. We're not. That's not what,
Okay, then,
again, that's
yeah,
not what the
sure.
argument
If
is
you want
about.
to say that, because I don't believe Christianity, first of all, was meant for everybody.
Why
But
not?
yeah, I just don't believe so.
Why?
In Islam, we don't believe so.
Oh, you just mean because it's false.
What?
Why wasn't it for everybody?
We don't believe Jesus was sent for everybody.
That's. Do you understand that Christians do believe that he was sent for everybody? Do you understand that?
Yeah, sure. But if we look at it like that, we know that Christianity as a whole was definitely spread more by the sword than Islam.
Okay, what I'm trying to ask you, brother, is this once again.
Yeah.
And I know this is not a conversation you want to have, which is why I'm trying to
I
have
don't
it.
mind. I don't have a problem.
No,
Go
no,
ahead.
I don't mean in general. I just mean this line of questioning that I'm trying to take you towards.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right? Because what I'm asking now is, okay, we're living now in 2026, okay? And
Yeah.
when I'm looking at is essentially the Muslims they want everybody to go back to the Old Testament. And I don't know why.
Yeah, when discussing morality, we do so because we're pointing out their
Okay,
hypocrisy.
but let's say you win that argument. What prize do you
Yeah.
win? What prize do you win from winning that argument?
I'll win because I don't mind. I don't have a problem, but their doubt upon whether it's immoral or not gets thrown away because they
It's
cannot say
not.
it's
Yeah,
immoral.
but this is the thing though. Again, what I'm asking you is, let's say you win the moral argument, right? You say, look, God, whatever you can find in the Quran, God used to do that in the Old Testament. Now, I don't agree with you, but let's just pretend you win that argument.
Yeah.
The only thing that we get out of that is now you feel justified to basically bring those barbaric behaviors back into the 20th century. And that's
No, I'll
do you
explain.
think
I'll explain.
do you think that that's a prize that we
I'll
want to
explain,
win?
brother. Can I answer? Mm-hmm. Okay. I believe the whole argument is whether, when the Christian brings the argument, they argue if the Quran is moral or not. So if they have the same quote unquote problem, then we can prove to them that it's not a problem.
You're repeating yourself.
Yeah, but that's the point. That's the whole argument. I don't mind. I don't care if somebody thinks I'm immoral.
Once again, brother, I need you to listen to what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
So let's put it this way. Forget about the Quran for 1 second. In the
Yeah.
Christian paradigm, and I'll pretend I'm a Christian today,
Yeah.
we have a book and we have a God who he was operating in a certain mode in the Old Testament. Right? It was very strict. It was very harsh. Right? But then
Yeah,
that God said, you know what? I'm going to now show you grace.
Isn't
what-
everything God does grace? Like, what do you mean? In a way, like you cannot say God did something bad. That doesn't make any sense.
When
You-
did I say that God was doing something bad?
Yeah, but it sounds like you're implying it.
No.
You're
what-
saying
no,
okay, yeah. Before,
no,
wait,
no,
1 second.
The reality
Brother, 1
of it,
second.
Ahlab, the reality
Oh my
is,
God.
the reality is
Can I
that,
speak?
no, hold on. The reality is that as
I
a
can
human,
speak. Okay.
the reality is that as a human being, I don't have to agree with God is doing. Why? I'm not the
If you
judge,
believe in God, of course you have to.
but it doesn't mean that it's going to be easy or that I'm not going to struggle,
Oh my God.
right?
You can accept it as a brute fact because it's God.
But
Otherwise,
does
you
that
don't
mean
believe
that
in
it's going to
God.
be, does that mean that I have to inherit, that I'm going to be like, oh yeah, I love this?
You don't listen. There's a difference between accepting and loving it. Now, you can accept something, and you might think, okay, like for
I don't like
example,
this.
God says,
Can I think I don't
let me
like
answer,
it?
brother.
Can I think I
Don't
don't like
interrupt.
it while I accept it? Is that okay?
Let me rephrase it. For example,
See, now you're not being
Allah
human. Now
says,
you sound like a
brother,
robot
let
now.
me answer. Allah says in the Quran that fighting has been made obligatory upon you, even though you don't like it. So I don't like fighting, but it is
Right.
obligatory.
Right. And you
Like
accept
that,
that.
yeah, sure.
And you accept that,
But
right?
you cannot hate the ruling.
so
You cannot hate the
again,
ruling.
that's fine for you. If that's how you want to feel, congratulations, but you can't tell other people how to feel. And what I see is that most Christians, and it's obviously because they grew up under the New Testament. So they didn't grow up in that time of Moses where they were fighting and there was wars and slavery and God knows what else. They didn't grow up with that. So they grew up in a time of peace and they want peace and they cherish that peace. And why would
The
they
Crusaders didn't.
and why would they give that up? Why would they give that up just for you and for your Arabic propaganda about religion?
No, brother, you're not making sense here. The point is that if my religion is from God, nothing changes. Just because you don't like the ruling or whatever, it doesn't change that it's from
We can
God.
address that now, so we can talk about that, and I do want to shift to that point now. But my point
Yeah,
is,
go ahead, brother.
you have to understand, right, that from a Christian paradigm, I'm not talking about a Crusader paradigm, because I could even say during that time period they were still coming out of the barbaric period. But anyway, I'm talking about modern times. Most Christians are not going to be comfortable with what you're talking about, right?
And that's why it can make sense to show them, okay, this is what Jesus ordered in the Old Testament.
Again, they don't disagree with you on that. But you're skipping. It's like in a Muslim's mind, the New Testament doesn't exist.
No, brother, I
You
understand that
you
it's
guys
not active
acting
right now.
No.
Brother, let me speak.
No, you don't
Can I speak?
understand, brother.
Can I speak?
You just made a statement. You keep
can
going
speak?
back to the same thing about the
I
Old
guess I can
Testament,
speak.
brother. How many times are you
I
gonna
guess I
repeat the
can
same
speak.
thing? You could cry about it. The point is, Christians didn't live in that time. And if you show it to them, they're not going to care because they believe in Jesus. They believe in that the New Testament is authoritative over their life. What good reason could you possibly show them to abandon that thought?
Yeah, the point is that's not the argument. The argument
That
is
is the
whether-
argument.
Brother, 1 second, let me answer. The point is they're bringing is that something is immoral. For example, you brought up jizya.
No.
Brother, that's the argument. Of
That is
course
not
it
the
is.
argument. Number one, what you don't understand is they don't want Islam anyway. Even if it was moral, they don't want it. Period. But now what you're trying to convince them is that, oh yes, you don't want Islam? Oh well, our book says we can violently take you over and subjugate you. Don't you want to accept that because it was in the Old Testament? What a dumb argument.
No. That's not the thing. The thing is, they have a doubt whether something's immoral. For example, you tell me now.
It's not immoral,
Brother, can I
Akhlaqi.
speak, bro?
Brother, it's because
Brother.
you're making dumb arguments. It's not about
Okay,
being
no
immoral.
problem. You can
Let's
address
say,
it after I'm done.
no, because you keep,
Brother.
you've already said it 5 times. Even if it was moral, hold on.
Bro,
Even if it was moral,
I can't
that-
speak, I guess.
you repeat that again. Do you think
You're
have I
manifesting so
cared
badly
every
right
time?
now.
Have I cared any time you said that? No. So just
Yeah, you're manifesting right now.
that's fine. I'm manifesting. Let's
Yeah.
say fighting and violently subjugating other people was somehow moral. Does that mean that I want it to happen to me?
That's not the point. The
Yes,
point
it is.
when-
That is literally the point. What do you think Christians? Why do you think Christians are against Islam?
like, for example, the Aisha marriage and such. But then if we prove that in their Bible there's the same thing, it doesn't make sense for them to object to us in this matter.
You're not, brother. Again, first look.
I'm tracking. I understand. You're saying because they believe, right? 1 second. Because they, even if they accept it's moral, they don't want it happening to them, right? And that's fine, but that's not an argument.
So there,
against
so you
Islam.
have two issues. Number one, first you have to prove that your religion is from God, and they don't believe that. Number one,
And that's
number
the argument.
that, and we understand that. But I'm trying to tell you that is when they tell you that they don't want to be violently subjugated. What
Yeah.
there's nothing you could say about that. That's just obvious. It's like when we talk about
but that
jizya.
does it disprove the religion? No.
From a certain perspective, yes, it does. From a certain perspective,
Okay,
yes, it
bring me
does.
the proof.
Here,
What's your proof for that?
I'll show you right now.
Go ahead. Brother, you're gonna bring the Bible to disprove Islam.
Yeah, from a Christian point of view, yes.
No, that's circular. Are you dumb?
Brother, we're talking about disproving it to who? To other Muslims or to Christians?
It doesn't mean that we should go to their Bible for that. That's circular. You just embarrass yourself.
Let me read the verse and then we'll see who's embarrassed.
Yeah, go ahead.
1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 5. Therefore judge nothing before the appointed time. Wait until the Lord comes. He will bring light what is hidden in darkness and will expose the motives of the heart. At that time, each will receive their praise from God. Okay. When Muslims
so
are
you
going
believe
around,
we should take this as a proof against Islam. That assumes
not you,
that
not
the Bible
you,
is true.
not you. You shouldn't take it. Don't take it. But I'm
Yeah,
trying to
for
give you
them. For them, that
Christians.
brother, that
Yes,
assumes-
Christians are going to use this as a evidence
that
against Islam.
assumes
Yes.
their religion.
Why
Okay,
wouldn't
tell
it?
me
Why
when-
wouldn't it? Wait, stop right
It's
there.
like-
Stop right. Wait.
Go ahead.
Wait. You're saying, okay, this assumes their religion, but your point of view assumes that their religion is false. So both sides are technically making an assumption. Now, to me, it's very weird that the Quran and Islam wants to borrow. Hold on. It's very weird to me that the Quran author wants to borrow all the notoriety of the Bible, but wants to ignore it as a relevant and authoritative book at the same time. So
Make
he's
your
like,
argument.
yes, we believe in Jesus. We believe it, but not your Jesus. We believe in Moses, but not your Moses. We believe in all the prophets, but not your prophets. Do you see how dumb that sounds?
Okay, are you I have a question. I have a question, brother. Are you an agnostic?
I believe in God, but I don't follow religion.
Okay, so if I go and disprove you come and disprove my religion or whatever, should I go and say, but the Quran says Allah exists, that Muhammad is a prophet? Does that make sense?
I don't understand what you're saying. Your
Because
example,
that's what you're doing. A Christian, if
your
I'm
example,
debating with a
your example is
Christian-
not analogous because it's not
Wallah, it is.
It's not three separate religions. You're saying like, oh, if I just have my random religion over here and I disprove yours. No, your religion is supposed to be a continuation of the other two. Your religion is supposed to be building off the other two. Is it not?
So
Or are you
we're
not?
gonna do the Islamic dilemma?
No, but are you not an Abrahamic religion supposedly? Does the Quran not tell the believers if you're in doubt to go ask the people of the book? What is that about?
Yeah, listen. I'm not gonna debate the Islamic dilemma. If you want to debate the topic, we can do that. But I don't wanna debate that.
This unfortunately is where the topic has led us to. Is your religion just
because you've got
is your religion just some side thing that came out of nowhere, or is it supposed to be? It is not part of the credibility of Islam that it's coming supposedly
I'll let you ask
confirming.
one more question, then I gotta go.
You
Okay,
could-
so go ahead.
Yeah, you could just leave now, brother. It's okay.
Oh, excellent. Good job.
Hey, Scary.
MashaAllah.
What's up, guys?
I'm your biggest fan. I've been waiting so long for you to let me come up.
That's
Oh
right.
my gosh,
You
scary.
sit there and you wait. You sit there and you wait. That's right.
What are you doing to me?
I don't know.
That was a little freaky, bro.
Shiva, I'm trying to get this subscriber. Nobody up here is a Muslim, right? Call of Duty Fun. You're Muslim. I haven't talked to you before.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got a loud
I
background,
just
though, brother. Go ahead.
have a few words to say to the people that came up.
Go ahead.
They're talking about Islam this, Islam that.
Uh-huh.
I come from a Muslim majority country.
Okay.
Trust me, any country that Islam rules in it, if you don't believe in Islam, you're a second-class citizen. Point, period.
You come from a Muslim majority country, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. And so
So,
everybody that's been coming up, you're saying
what I'm
they've been bullshitting me right now. That's what you're saying?
100%, man. Because
Well, they do that every time.
even until this day, the country where I come from, people still get persecuted because of their faith. Kids go to jail if they say something that's against this religion.
Okay. So, and what do you think most Muslims will say
So
about that?
I know. Although you say no, this is not true Islam. This is the T is doing. This is just the law of the country. But the thing is, this specific religion is not just a religion; it's a religion and a state. And any Muslim can come and debate me against that. You can be a religion as much as you want, preach it to the world. Go ahead. But do not come here and just force your religious laws onto society.
Right. Okay. So we got firsthand experience,
So
basically.
that's,
All right, no problem.
yeah.
No problem. All right, and thank you for that comment, brother. God bless you. Who
Oh, it's
else?
W.
Who else
It
wants
was
to say something?
amazing.
Yeah, I want to say something.
What's up, Shiva?
You know, I've been watching your live streams here for quite some time, and it's so sad to see when Muslims come up and talk. They're barely men. They can't understand and admit some very basic facts that they actually don't know. And they read some old book and they think that they were saying is true, and it's such nonsense. And they believe what authority figures tell them to do. It's like you have to start becoming an adult and not a child. You're believing in childhood fairy tale ideas. What kind of a person believes things without any evidence? Just admit that you don't know and stop killing people.
Oh, it's a W.
Aurora, Sophia, y'all want to say
Another
anything?
W.
Sophia goes last, though. No.
Okay, I have to wait because
You have to wait,
Scary. I have to wait for him.
I'm upset.
I'll
I'm
make
upset
it
with you.
quick.
Go ahead, sister.
Yeah, I consider Islam to be true. I'm totally fine being the fourth wife. I'm totally fine being the 72nd virgin in Jannah, mashallah. The Prophet Muhammad, I'm totally fine. And I endorse pedophilia in Islam. Yes, that's totally true. Yes, everything in Islam is so true.
That's basically
Pedophilia
what-
is totally fine.
That's basically what they sound like.
Yeah.
All right, Sophia.
Amen.
Okay, I don't
Is
know
Islam
why
a religion?
Scary. I just want to start out by saying I don't know why Scary is mad at me. Scary, I love you, bro. Stop. You know you love me.
We got reasons. We got reasons.
Back to this.
It's okay.
Back to this. So the guy, he told me that if the country becomes Muslim, he's gonna flee out of the country, and if all the countries become Muslim, he's gonna flee out of existence.
Who told you that?
The guy.
Bro, that guy's based.
He was like, and he said he wants to deport them all to Saudi Arabia and then just like drop
Virginity. Hey,
something on it. And
virginity is a social construct. I like that.
Scary.
What's up?
Virginity is not.
I identify as a virgin also. W,
No, scary.
W for that. All right,
Us real
so
virgins are offended by that.
I just want to. All right, let me hear from. Actually, let's hear from Shiva first. Shiva, my take is that Islam essentially thinks that it's the supreme religion, and the supreme, not even the supreme religion, just the supreme thought that like should be spread throughout the world, and I think that's offensive. What do you think? She was not there. Okay. Aurora and Sophia, how do you guys feel about Muslims not letting you guys just hold to the New Testament without having to defend the Old Testament all the time?
Go ahead, Sophia. This time you're going first.
Yay! See, scary people like me. I'm liked.
She wants you. She's throwing you under the bus if you didn't catch it.
I know.
But it's okay.
I know. Justin Martyr. That's all I have to say. Everything's allegorical. Justin Martyr. Everything's allegorical.
Wait, that's your answer to the question?
How do I feel about them telling me to defend the Old Testament? Yeah, it's all allegorical.
The Old Testament's an
It's like Justin
allegory?
Martyr. Yeah, Justin Martyr says it's a lot of it's allegorical, like the violent parts. I agree with him 100%.
What
I
do you
love
mean?
it.
You agree with what?
Right.
Explain.
I agree with Justin Martyr's interpretation of things like the Amaleks,
What did he say
that
about them?
it's going to be like the Judgment Day. It's going to be like that, and it's an allegory for the Judgment Day.
Okay, but it actually happened, though.
True. There's an esoteric and an exoteric side to everything. I could get into that. I'm just saying, like, I feel like they ask me, then why did God even put that in there? And that's my answer, to show, like, the allegory.
That's your answer, to show allegory. See, this is why.
Yeah, or
this
to
is
show,
why.
like, what people can do when humans go rogue.
This is why Christians get baked sometimes. So
I don't get
it sounds like you're baking yourself right now. So you're saying that God did that, and your justification is because He wanted to make an allegory about the end times. Do you know how? Do you know how unjust that sounds?
No, you're taking. No, I'm sorry. You're taking. You're not
What am I?
understanding what I mean.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
First of all, I said there's an esoteric and exoteric understanding. So yes, I
Yes.
gave you the esoteric understanding. The exoteric understanding is that the Amaleks were evil for generations and generations. God foreknows everything.
Well, what
The
about
probability of them continuing to be evil is quite high because of their passive evilness. Therefore, he would tell them to unalive them to get rid of the evilness.
But what if they couldn't have taken the babies and raised them themselves? And then
Maybe
raised
God
them,
knew those babies were going to grow up to be freaking psychos. I don't know.
all of them, every single one, every single one of them.
Yeah, sure.
That doesn't make sense.
He foreknows everything.
I don't think that makes sense to me. Does that make sense,
It's
sister?
okay. I'm not going to defend it either.
Sister Aurora, does that make sense?
I wasn't listening. I'm going through my camera right now because I took up plenty of pictures when I was in Mormon land.
So,
No, I'm a theological person, not this. I
I get
literally
it.
hate moral arguments. They're banned on my panel.
Okay, I see. I see. So yeah, Phantom, what's poppin', Phantom?
Yeah, I wanna answer the Old Testament bit.
Okay,
Is it
are you
not
Christian
like-
or Muslim?
I'm Christian.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Is it not the fact that we're under a new covenant and we don't have to follow what they were doing in the Old Testament? Basically, Jesus saved us. We don't have to do that.
Right. But what do you think? Do you think it was immoral? What happened in the Old Testament?
You are somewhat immoral. I'm not gonna lie. Doing that to babies, right?
It feels a little bit like it, right?
But as soon as Jesus comes, we're saved. We're always calm.
So I think there could be factors that we don't understand, right? like sister alluded to, possibly maybe God knew in future and why there was some wisdom why he did that. But my biggest concern is just why Muslims don't understand our concern with Islam wanting to basically not only bring that back, right, but make it way more arbitrary. Because in that specific case with the Amalekites, sure, that it happened, but it was like at a direct commandment from God. Versus now you have Muslims who have been passed the baton to make these decisions themselves. And I think that's way
Yeah, we
different.
know they're just trying to like justify what's in their books with the Old Testament. Everyone knows that, it's so clear. Like, they shouldn't be taking the Old Testament. They don't know that we're under a new covenant. They don't even understand that. You can't expect them to understand the Old Testament after that.
Right. Hold on, Brother Smoth. Did you said you sent me something, Brother Smoth? I don't see you. I don't see anything on.
I think the best thing you can say to this is like God gave a not perfect covenant to a not perfect people who were not prepared to receive it. I think that's all you can say.
That's basically what it looks like to me. Is I think people were already inherently barbaric. Like when you just read like kind of like around the narrative, like for example that thing that the angels wanted to grape, or the people wanted to grape the angels in Saudi Arabia, in Sodom and Gomorrah. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's really bad. Like I think I just believe like God gave an imperfect covenant to a people who could handle that. I don't know. I just think that's the best thing to do there. Because I'm
Right.
so theologically set and I know Christianity is true, like logically, everything else follows. So I don't really like care about the morality arguments.
Yeah.
I dabble a little bit in, I guess if you are trying to inquire somebody's normative framework. Pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
What do you dabble in? You said.
Whenever somebody is trying to, like, I guess, inquire my position or of my normative frameworks, and when I engage with them, et cetera, et cetera. Sorry if I sound tired.
No, you're just. I feel like you're making half statements. I don't know what you're saying exactly. What are you saying? What are you saying?
You familiar with normativity?
No. What is that?
Like meta ethics or anything pertaining to that?
Okay. Oh, so you're saying you dabble in meta ethics?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, but not around this topic.
What specifically around this topic? What topic?
So, when Muslims try to bring up basically like what happened with the Amalekites, and the justification of what their book says, essentially.
Oh, it had nothing to do with the Amalekites. I was just talking about meta ethics in general.
Right. Okay.
Scary.
Yes.
Are you still like a theist that's agnostic to religion?
You what?
A theist that's agnostic to like religious practices, like specific religion.
Yeah. You're asking if I'm still like that? Yeah.
You want to debate the probability of Christianity being true logically.
Okay, sure, go.
You remember Islamic Apex? I'm coming like him today.
Okay, run it.
Okay, sure. So I just like want to get the position of like what your God is, like what you believe in. Is your God like multi-personal or unipersonal?
Unipersonal.
Okay, are you classical theist or neoclassical theist?
I don't know what that means.
Do you believe God can change or not, basically? But there's a lot
Define
in
change.
between there. Like, change would be going from probability to actuality.
Ooh.
Like, okay, I have the ability right now to step forward. I just stepped forward. I changed.
That's a change. But that's a certain
that's gonna
category
be
of change, right? That's not a...
Yeah, that's not going to be an ontological change. That's just going to be like a change.
Then yeah, I say
In
God
general.
would, yeah, then my God could change.
Okay, so God is unipersonal and can go from one state to another, but can't undergo ontological changes. Great. So God is unipersonal, right?
Yeah.
Okay, is God possessing of the highest form of all attributes? Omni properties?
What do you mean by possessing? Like you mean like
Are they essential to him?
no.
They're not okay. So
I'm just
omni properties
so
are
can
not
I so
essential
like
to
so
him.
like if I say he's all powerful, right?
Uh-huh.
Then I couldn't that just be the one essential property, and then he could then just express that in different ways that may be like loving or not loving or just or not just.
I would say him possessing all powers would require him to have the other attributes in order for that to be possible.
But so and
Like
so
omni properties
so but
generally.
just okay, but I just want you to just level with me for a second because I don't know the philosophical language behind it, but I can just tell you what I intuitively
Sure.
think about my God. So I think my God can love, but I don't think he's inherently love.
Okay, so he's not. So you have some type of distinction between the love and the essence. Oh no, your God's composed. Are you ready? I'm coming for you.
What are
I'm
you
coming
talking
for
about?
you.
What do you mean composed, bro? What is that? How
Well,
does
if
that?
you're saying
Are you
that your
saying
God,
composed in the sense of like concepts? Sure,
that he has parts, that he has
but only in a
ontological parts.
but only in a conceptual way, right? Like in terms of like words. Like
Okay,
he's
so you
not.
can
He doesn't have this
conceptualize the
piece of
God.
him that's like love. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not.
Okay,
This is why I. This
so
is why
there's not
sometimes I kind of
actual.
don't like philosophy because you guys conflate like concepts and ideas and words with like a something that has a like an actual being. You get what I'm saying?
Well, there is a
Yeah,
verse
sure.
in the
Yeah.
Bible talking about refraining from vain philosophy, so I understand your
Yeah,
frustration.
vain philosophies are different than what I'm doing.
Hmm.
No, but what I'm saying is like when you say love, right? And you're gonna all the attributes, love, whatever it is, and you're not gonna make it as if that has its own being. And I don't know what the word is, but I know you guys add another qualifier to that.
Like
Like
love
it,
partaking in its own. Like, are you referring like being as something abstract or something
right?
physical?
No, physical. Like you guys almost give it a physical being at that point. I'm saying it would be something abstract, right? If that's the correct language.
Hmm.
Okay, so is a
Where do we go
being
from this?
something that is?
Say that, Sophia.
A being is something that is, correct?
Yeah, but is in what sense? Is it an abstract concept or is it an actual being? Like an actual like it has a what's the word? Is it ontological? Is that the word? I don't know what you guys like to say.
It's not
No, but give me
necessarily
the word though, so
spatial
I
or
can start using it.
temporal.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Well, there's
Did you mean
not
to say
really
property?
technically a word. There's just qualifiers behind
What's the
being. You
difference?
can say
Okay, here
atemporal.
let's just use AI real quick. Okay.
Qualifiers or properties
Yeah,
or
it's just gonna
factors.
be qualifiers that would like factor into what that being is. Because a being is just gonna be like a reality that's non-existent.
Yeah, but again, so is my thought a reality? My thoughts, are they real? Are they realities? And do they exist?
I mean, that depends on your epistemology. I would say, in a sense, yeah.
Right, but not in every sense.
Yeah, not in every sense, so
Okay,
therefore I wouldn't classify them as a being.
perfect. So I wouldn't classify love as a being either.
Me neither. I would say that's an
So when
attribute
you
of a
say that
being.
God is composed, right? It's like God is not God is a being, right? But love is not a being. So what
Okay.
is it? So are you saying he's composed of a being thing and a not being thing? Like
Yeah,
that
when
doesn't
I
follow to
say
me.
he is composed, I'm referring to people who believe the attribute is real, but God is not the attribute, meaning it's not equal to the essence.
But when you're saying real,
So,
you're still being vague here. You're not being precise.
well, if the
It is
attribute is a
real, but it's
reality,
a real
like an
abstract thing.
individual existent, an individual existent, that's what I mean.
I think I baked you. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to understand your God, man. What is
Are
going
you?
on?
Like would this not just be like a mere logical fallacy where you are conflating the part from the whole? Like if
No, I'm
someone were to say,
questioning. I'm
oh no
just
no no, I'm
questioning.
referring to like what Scary is doing. Because if he's saying that like love is God or something,
I'm
then
not
maybe
saying.
I'm just
I'm
not
saying
hearing
my
it.
God is. I'm saying no. I don't think love is God. I don't hold to that.
Okay, then that's my blunder.
Yeah.
Love is so
That's
you're
what
saying God
Christians
is
hold
love,
to. That's what Christians definitely hold to. Like you guys,
but
and then it
you as
forces you into
you.
this scenario where like you have to now figure out how everything he does is love. This is why I'm not like this is why I don't hold to religion because it has too many
The
commitments.
issue is, yeah,
As
I mean the issue is with what you're saying is that we just say that God is love because love is essential to God's being. So if love is essential to God's being, then He is love in order to not be composed. We
you,
do this to avoid composition.
that's okay. So you're saying he has to be love in order not to have something outside of him that's love, essentially.
Yeah, sure. I mean, just like He is, like all the rest of
But where do
humanity.
you get this idea that God even has to have love to begin with, or anything like that?
Okay, that's beautiful. So, if God is a rational agent, He
Hmm.
has to have a sufficient reason for creation. If God is not immoral, if God is not immoral, He would not create humanity for obedience and/or suffering. He would create humanity for a moral reason, which would necessitate Him having some form of love.
But wait, what if he just wants you to obey him just for his own amusement?
Okay, then He would not be moral. He would not be just.
Right. So like I don't know. God, my God could actually be like
Okay.
that. As far as like
So
I
your
don't know
God
for
could
sure.
not be just.
There's a possibility of that, yes. Sometimes, and I wrestle with that.
You
Sometimes
know
I think
what
he is. Sometimes I
rationale
think he's not.
is?
Hmm.
You know what rationale is?
Go ahead, define it how you want to use it.
Rationale is the ability to tell right from wrong.
That's what rationale is. Right from wrong.
Yeah,
Okay,
being
sure. Go
able to
ahead.
tell right from wrong.
Okay.
Consciousness is just gonna be like the ability to rationalize. So if you have a conscious being that you're calling God,
But when you say
then
right
in that
from wrong, do
case he
you mean
must be
morality, like
rational.
morally right, or do you mean like right and wrong, like correct and
Yeah,
wrong
to the
answers?
highest good. To the
Oh,
highest good, he would know like
I would disagree with
the
that.
right to the. He would know everything to
What's
the
the
highest
highest
good and
good?
everything to the
What's the
lowest
highest
evil.
good? What is the highest good? There's a thing
The
as the
highest
highest
good
good.
would probably be love. The highest good is love.
Okay, so loving what? Like
Can you define to me love?
the highest thing is love. Can I define love?
Yeah, I mean, I would say agape would be the best definition of love in this case, for
Just
sure. Define love.
what's agape?
Agape would be the transcendent eternal love of God.
So love is love. No,
Oh
love,
God.
love
It's the
to me.
highest form
Love
of
to me is
love.
just having an affinity towards something. That's it. That's basically all it is.
So love is gonna mean to have an affinity towards something. So what if I stop having an affinity?
Then
What
you
if
don't
I
love me.
stop liking my? Oh, whoa!
That's it. What
No,
else?
no, no, no.
What do you mean? Whoa. What
Love
is
is
left
not.
if you
That's
don't
not
have
love
any
is
affinity towards
for
me? What's left? Somebody said that's
that
like.
I. It's love.
To me, love and like is pretty much the same thing. What's the problem?
No, love is a higher form of what you're speaking of right now.
Love is like I
Love
like
is
you a lot.
something where
Love is
I
I
can
like you a
say
lot.
what love is not. This is how high love is, and this is why we say God is love. Because love is so high up, I have to use ex negativa to describe it now. Just like I have to use ex
Somebody said
negativa to
love.
describe God.
Neo said love is unconditional. What do you think about that? Is that right?
Yeah, that is correct. Love is gonna be without condition. Love is not gonna be prideful. Love is not gonna be lustful. These things are not gonna be love.
So this is the part where I kind of agree a little bit with the Muslim take. Is
Oh,
yeah, because in my life, in my experience with God, with what I deem to be God, it hasn't been all love. It's been moments of love with sometimes him doing stuff that I don't agree with or disagree with completely, and I just have to
Okay.
accept it and just deal with it. And
That's
then that,
subjective. That's gonna be subjective.
yes, it's going to
So
be subjective. But if we're going back to what is love, do you think that isn't it part of love to love them in a way where they can experience it, or is it just no, I'm going to love you in a way that I think and just completely act
yeah,
oblivious
love
to
can
how
be
you experience it?
experienced in multiple different ways. Like for example, if a parent loves a child, they can correct the child. For example,
Sophia,
if
but what
you
does it
love your
mean
wife,
for the baby in this case to feel loved? Would it not mean that the parent has to fulfill his subjective needs and desires?
no, those needs and desires are going to be objective because the child's going to like need food and other such things, and the brain doesn't have the capacity to
What
like
if he wants to
process other
get picked
such.
up? What if he wants to get picked up, or what if he wants you to laugh at his
Okay, that
joke?
would be like
Or
a toddler in that case.
yeah, a
So
baby, yeah.
yeah, I would say that in order for the child to feel loved, it doesn't need to be picked up now.
That's crazy. The child doesn't need to get picked up. This is what I'm hearing right now. Is that what I'm hearing for real?
No, the child doesn't have to get picked up, and I think if you think that God has to
Assalamu
That's
alaikum.
do
that's
everything
wild.
that you subjectively
That's got to
wish
be
him
the
to do
wildest
because
take I've
he's
ever heard.
loving, then
Literally,
you are selfish.
literally from everything I've ever heard is it's the actual balance of picking them up and not picking them up that makes like the most difference in their life in their early
Yeah, that's
development.
what I'm saying. You
So what do
said
you mean
that
it
you
doesn't have to
pick
get
him
picked up?
I
You
said
meant
no.
like I don't mean always.
Not in all cases. Not in all
Right.
cases.
Okay,
The
that's
child doesn't
different.
always
Yes,
have to
but
be
it
picked
does
up.
have to get picked up a certain amount because that is what the baby's going to experience as love,
Sure,
right?
yeah. I mean, the child's gonna
Okay.
want to be rewarded, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But also, the child will be punished as well, and that's my point. That
Okay, so you're
that
just saying
a
so you're just
being
saying
has the
that so
ability to
okay,
express
so
love
you're
or
just
not.
saying that from a mother's point of view, in certain cases love could entail not picking them up. That's what
Yeah,
you're saying.
sure. I mean, in other cases, it could entail that. And it depends on the case and the circumstance.
Right. So there's a level of wisdom that the parent's going to have that the baby doesn't necessarily need to understand in the moment, essentially. Okay, we can go back.
Yes, now
Okay, go
we're
back to
getting to
God.
the all-knowingness of God. So we have God is all-loving. He's able to express his love in multiple ways, and I just established that.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you agree now. Do you agree?
I agree with that part. So my question then to you is, do you think that that's something that can be determined in this lifetime? Like, because all you're saying is that now what we just agreed to is that God is going to do some things that you're not going to like and some things that you're going to like, but that ultimately it's good, right? And I think
What's up,
Yeah.
Sophia?
so now what I'm asking you is that something that we can conclude like in a
I
concrete
don't
way?
think that we can fully conclude the acts of perfection that God has through his attributes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think to an extent, we can conclude, oh, God did this for me in my life, or God was punishing me here, but I know God loves me because of this. Yeah, we can conclude that, but I'm saying
Do you
that we
think
can't
do
fully
you think
conclude.
that God wants you to be able to conclude it, or does he, or is it to me it's pretty obvious that he doesn't want you to be able to definitively make that conclusion. I
No,
think
he wants me to be able to understand as well as I can, but as a creature, right?
Mhm.
I live in a world full of composed beings that are all this other, they're not like God at all. I'm not like God at all. Nothing I've ever seen is like God. So in that case, I wouldn't be able to like fully understand God
right,
and
but what
his
I'm saying is
love.
so God has not fully revealed, like he hasn't made it definitive, right?
Well, through his energies, he will reveal his love to humanity, yes. But we can't fully understand that, is what I'm saying. Like, it's
Right.
impossible, not that he doesn't want us to.
Right. What I'm thinking about is like, for example, Apostle Paul when he was carried to the third heaven or whatever, right? And
Okay.
he was completely changed after that. Huh?
Paul was carried to the third heaven?
Yeah.
In which book?
You know about that? It says, "I knew a man, whether in the body or out the body, I do not know, and he was carried to the third heaven."
Oh, okay. When Paul left his body. Okay, keep going.
Okay. So after that moment, to me, what it looks like is it became definitive for him, and so it was like his life just changed in an instant. He came down and he was like willing to die for Jesus,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
And the
because
disciples would have,
some circumstances. Yeah.
yeah, and the disciples who saw Jesus resurrect, or crucified, and then resurrect would have also had a similar experience. But I think
Yes.
the further you get away from those types of events, you cannot have that same level of certainty. You get what I'm saying?
What about
Well,
like the
I
saints?
can understand.
Just real quick, Sophia. So you would have to say that about all the early church father saints as well that kind of suffered, especially first or third century.
Yeah, I would say yeah. So
Maybe you're right. Maybe after that, it might have
yeah,
not been
I'm
the
just
same
saying the
type of,
further
like,
you get away
revelation.
from it, right? Obviously, yes, within the first 100 years, it'll probably still be pretty strong because it's still. I can only imagine people retelling the story, how passionately they tell it, the examples they're gonna set. It's gonna carry over a little bit, but obviously with time it
Yeah.
fades, right?
Yeah, people are
And so what?
subject to subjectivity.
Right. And so
yeah.
my experience of Christianity today is that y'all come at people like you expect them to have the same faith that these people had early on, and then you're like, what? You're like flabbergasted when they don't. So
Oh, I
so
see what you're saying.
so I'm at a
Well,
phase
and-
now
and
where
there's someone
I'm at a phase now where I
there's someone
literally
who doesn't like fully believe in Christianity. It's kind of delayed. You're hearing me a little late.
no, it's
so-
not delayed.
Wait,
No,
what were
it
you
is,
gonna
I
say,
can
Scary?
go ahead.
What were you gonna say though? You said I'm at a place
Yeah,
where
so I'm at a place now where I think for me it's just not enough anymore. It's whatever God may or may not have done, I don't care anymore because I'm like he needs an update. We need a new event.
Have you read Matthew 7?
Probably, yeah. Are you talking about the Lord or which one?
No, it's like Matthew 7 verses 12 to 15. It's about Jesus on the Sermon on the Mount.
Okay, I'm sure I've read it, but go ahead. What part do you want to bring out about that?
There's a portion of what he says that I heard Sophia talk and whatnot. She's standing from the EO position. It's not that I don't agree with it. It's one aspect to look at, like religion in terms of Christianity. But the way my church kind of like taught us to look at it is everything we get to do is based on a choice.
Okay.
Like I heard the people say like, "Oh, God tested me here, put me through this and put me through that." My church is actually completely against that.
Say that. What's
they're-
saying against what?
Saying that God tested me, tempted me.
Okay.
Why are you that heavy of a secondary causationalist?
No, it's not that. It's just we're very basic, right? Like the prayer, for example, Scary. It's Our Father, the Our Father prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth that is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. If I'm saying this prayer, why would God want me to be tested and tempted?
Well, you're
Now,
asking,
Satan-
but see, now you're kind of. I feel like that statement's working against you because you're asking God not to do something, which means that it seems to give the notion that He's kind of predisposed to doing that.
Well, no.
Yeah, we don't.
Why
we don't
why would
have
you
to
ask?
integrate it, so-
Why would you ask to do something that He's not planning on doing?
Right. So then we have to look at Jesus Christ, right? The perfect example of a perfect man on earth because he's God, right? When Christ was being sent to the cross, was he sent there by God or was he sent there by Satan? Why was he sent to the cross? See, these are important questions.
He was sent
Are
there.
you gonna say-
I would say he was. I mean, there's so much to take into account because there's pre-existence and
was sent there by
what his
God.
will was before he existed, or
God.
So are we holding to Jesus? I mean, you're holding to Jesus being God, right? So that question would be illogical.
You could put that to the side for now. I want you to think about his human side. Him as a human.
As a human, he was definitely sent by God. Yep.
So as a human, he was definitely sent by God. Was it God that made the Pharisees vote him to be crucified and make him want to get stoned? Was it God that was telling them to do these things? Like, was it God manipulating those people? Or
Okay,
was it
so
more
I was
so
having this
for Christ's
conversation
thought?
yesterday. Yeah, I was having this conversation yesterday. So about free will. When I hear the explanation that Christians give me about free will, it's hard not to think that this is falling into like hard determinalism.
What's hard determinalism?
Like you don't have free will.
Really? Based on the Christian perspective, right? Because some people would say like, "Oh, God sent Jesus to the cross," or like it wasn't based on any form of like free will for him to do so, right? Or Cain and Abel. You read the story of Cain and Abel? You think Cain was destined to unalive his brother?
So let's break it down. So my understanding is that you guys believe God.
You hear my fridge?
Say that. Yeah, I can hear it a little bit, but it's not too bad. So my understanding is you guys believe God created the world in a certain way to bring about certain effects, essentially, and bring out certain maybe even outcomes.
Where does it say that?
I'm not saying it says that. I'm saying I feel. Isn't that what you guys believe?
Oh my
Wow,
God.
somebody in
Look
the
at what we
comments.
have.
Nice alert.
What happened,
What's going on,
Apex?
Scooter Hours? How you doing, boss?
Good, bro. How you doing?
Damn, Apex came in at the worst time. God bless you, brother.
Oh, what, you guys dipping or what?
No,
No,
you're
we're here.
good. You can do your thing, Habibi. Go ahead.
So what do you mean about Muslims don't understand the Bible?
Okay, we can talk about Apex. How's the trip going in UK right now? Just curious.
Oh, it's going great, man. Having a load of fun, to be honest.
Oh, are you in
And
Speaker's Corner?
huh?
Were you in Speaker's Corner?
I was a couple big sessions, you know.
It's
Oh,
done already.
interesting.
Huh?
It's finished. You guys done?
No. But brother, go ahead and respond to my question, please.
Apex, I'm gonna need you to chill out because I don't have no issues dropping you.
Here we go.
I'm trying to have a chill conversation with you right now, brother. Is that okay or not? You just roided out right now.
Brother, we can have a great conversation. No, just 1 second. Should I? Okay. Brother, would you rather provide your best argument against Islam or just the prompt?
Let me see. What topic do we want to discuss with? Okay, let's talk about continuity.
Perfect. Let's talk about continuity.
Okay. So it seems to me like the Quran author is oblivious to how the atonement and sacrificial system was in the Bible in general, from Old to New Testament.
Okay. What's the justification for that?
Hey, really quick, Scary.
Yep.
I just want to, I want to read the room. Are you wanting to have a one-on-one dialogue, or is it panel-based?
Yeah, right now I just want to do one-on-one. This is
All right,
this
you
is
got
the
it.
first time that Apex ever come on my panel, so we'll see how this goes.
Knock it out.
So to me, there's some errors. For example, like in the where it says that Pharaoh was given 9 signs, it's leaving out the 10th one. Would you agree with that?
Okay, hold on a second. So the Quran says that Pharaoh had 9 signs. The Bible says 10, right? So I don't know if you're running the Islamic dilemma, right? Or you're
don't try
attempting
to-
to run.
don't try
or
to
you're
preempt it,
attempting
brother.
to run continuity. Wait, just a second. This isn't going to be continuity, brother. This is referring to it's closer to the Islamic dilemma. But the answer to your question is that it doesn't matter. I believe the Bible contradicts the Quran. I don't have an issue with that. How does that mean that the Quran is misunderstanding the Bible from the claim that you just made, which was the Quran says Pharaoh has 9, the Quran says, the Bible says that Pharaoh has 10, and so therefore we're supposed to infer now that the Quran misunderstands the Bible. That has a load of presuppositions within it. One of them to be is that the Quran is looking at the Bible and trying to copy down information. Another thing that we're looking at is that everything in the Quran has to match the Bible according to you in order for the criteria to be satisfied, such that the Quranic author doesn't misunderstand the Bible. You see the problem here?
Right, because what I'm saying is that essentially, if it's to the level of corruption that you're trying to now posit, or that would be essentially inferred by this type of mistake or this type of correction, you might as well just throw the whole Bible out. There's
Sorry?
no point. Yeah.
Wait. Sorry. So if the Quran here contradicts the Bible, and I'm okay with that, then I should throw away the whole Bible.
Yeah. You shouldn't.
Wow.
You shouldn't. Meaning,
That's a pretty low IQ claim, Scary.
meaning
Hours.
it's
I didn't
okay.
expect
You don't have to start rhetoric maxing already. What I'm
Not-
saying is
not really.
what I'm
Well, just
saying is
how-
what I'm
just how
saying
did you
is
get to that
let me
conclusion,
finish
boss?
my statement. Let me finish my statement. What I'm saying to you is, if you're talking about this much level of difference and contradiction, there's really no point of saying that, oh, we come confirming the previous scriptures.
Justify that, brother.
So perfect. So my argument is that Passover is essentially the central festival regulation plot in the Old Testament. It's one of the major ones, and it follows that even in the New Testament, it's major.
All right. My answer to you is who cares?
Right. Obviously,
Yeah,
you
who
don't,
cares?
right? You don't, right?
No. But who cares?
So from
How is this relevant to your argument at all?
I got you. Like I just said,
Because
This
the
would-
Quran doesn't
this-
include this
this-
important passage. Or
this would be
important story.
this would be the equivalent
Come
of
on,
saying
dude.
this would be the equivalent of saying, hey, I'm gonna bring the Matrix 5, but Morpheus never existed. It would be like that.
I mean, I don't understand the analogy because I don't know these people. that you're
Would it
talking
really
about.
be Matrix 5 at that point?
Matrix 5? What's he talking about? Oh, okay. Anyways, brother, I don't understand your analogy because I don't know the people you're talking about. I need to.
You're
know the
just
people
you're
talking
just okay.
about.
So
but
again,
hold on, brother. I just want you to tell me. I want you to tell me, right? Why is it the case that the Bible, including an important passage that has a very relevant plot, right? Why is it the case that that being excluded from the Quran means that we must conclude, oh, let's just throw away the Bible?
yeah. So in order to answer your question, I would have to ask you a question. So, did the Passover happen or not?
Did I hear that right? In order for you to answer my question, you need to ask
Yeah.
me a question?
Yeah. You have a
You
problem?
guys see when I said low IQ, I wasn't lying.
Are you
right?
okay?
I wasn't lying.
Are you
right?
okay with answering, or
So
you? Or
I am, brother. I'm not okay with you answering my question with a question now.
I need to understand if you believe the Passover occurred in order for me to decide whether you should throw the whole Bible
brother,
out. Yes.
the Passover. Listen, brother. Whether
Are you going to answer or
occurred-
not? Are you going to answer or not?
Okay. The question is diverting from the plot of the
Don't
argument,
worry.
which is
Don't
why
worry.
it's not being answered.
At this point,
I'm
I don't
running
think.
away. You guys see, they all
At
share
this
the
point-
same thing. They're
at
all
the-
like,
okay.
you know what? Let me give you.
At this point, I don't think you're tracking. So,
You're
you know what? You're probably tracking, but you're pretending not to track. So, answer the question, or else we can't move forward.
I
What
got
do you
you.
wanna
I got
do?
you, Spirit. So pretty much this is your argument. This is what you're saying, right? You're saying that if such a very prominent
TMA, ladies and gentlemen.
It's okay.
Who was that?
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Now it's TMA.
Islamic Apex.
Apex gave up.
Islamic Apex, but
Good
I'm
job.
feeling like a Londoner, so I'm.
Don't
switching
worry.
my
Go
accent.
ahead.
It's
Go
okay.
ahead, Apex. I mean TMA.
Yeah, it is Apex. Thank you so much.
Go ahead.
So
Apex
as I was
2.0.
saying, yeah, your argument, Scary, is actually Sharik Khan's argument, which is trash. I'll tell you why it's trash. His argument, guys, is that since the Passover is a very prominent theme within the biblical passages, the Quran contradicting it means that the Muslims must be held to the standard of saying that this means that the Quran is correcting a corruption of the Bible. If the Muslim says that the Passover is corrupted in the Bible, then it's akin to saying that the entire Bible should be thrown out, because clearly a major theme that is consistent and that is found clearly in the Bible is a corruption. Therefore, it means that everything else is possible for it to be a corruption. Scary, am I understanding you correctly so far?
He's lagging a little bit.
No, he's not lagging.
No,
He can hear me.
like in real life.
Oh,
Can you
he's
say it
lagging
again?
right.
Can you say it again?
Scary.
Did I tell you?
Your
said a lot of words
argument is taken from Sharik Khan, the ex-Muslim Christian who's excommunicated from churches in America. His argument is that the Torah and the Injil cannot be corrupted to the extent that Muslims are saying. Why? Because we see the Passover.
No,
being
okay, I
promised-
see. I see your point now. I see your point now. No, so this is the problem with Muslims. They're always trying to draw some sort of logical contradiction. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying it cannot.
No.
I'm not saying it cannot. No.
You say it's improbable. I understand.
Yes.
Improbable.
There you go.
Okay,
It's
good.
improbable.
Trust me. I get
So
what you're saying.
please,
The
let's
argument
not
is not-
have logical impossibility arguments.
I got you.
Because this is where
I
you guys
never
always go
brought
to the
that
extremes. He
Scary,
just
I
said
know
when
you
he
don't-
said it can't, that means he's trying to draw an impossibility.
That doesn't mean. Oh, hold on. It can be used in the domain of inductive
Okay,
arguments.
well,
What are you
okay,
talking
well,
about? Okay,
let's just
good.
say it's not probable. Let's
Good.
use the correct language. So my argument is yes,
Okay.
that if you deny the Passover happened, then it's more probable that your author was oblivious of
I
its
got you.
importance versus
Hold
that
on,
means that the
so-
Bible's corrupted. Because
I
what we
got
do
you.
have, hold on, because what we do have is two separate parties who completely disagree with each other, somehow both agreeing that the Passover is central. That's the issue. New
Yeah, no
Testament,
worries.
Old Testament authors agreeing with each
Yeah.
other.
So the response to you, Scary, is that the argument that you're making right now would be a non sequitur. To say that because the Passover is a prominent theme and is accepted by Jews and Christians, therefore it is more probable that the author of the Quran is not correcting a corruption, but rather is simply oblivious to it, is a non sequitur, even if the argument is inductive.
What
I'll
is
tell you
non,
why.
what is
So-
non
so-
sequitur?
so-
Can somebody tell me what non sequitur means? I don't know what that means.
Yeah, it means that the conclusion does not follow from the premises. The conclusion does not follow from the set of premises that you've stated.
Wait. So you're
Okay.
you're doing a logical impossibility again. What do you mean it does
No,
not?
no, it
you're,
isn't.
You're,
Oh my
you're
days.
saying what you're
Premises
saying
and
is that
conclusions are
all
not
you're
limited
saying. No,
to-
all you're saying is that it's not necessary conclusion, and I agree it's not necessary.
No. Scary, no.
But is
I'm
it
not.
is it impossible to make that assumption with my argument?
Scary. When I
Yes or
say
no?
that-
Just
I'm
answer.
answering.
Is it impossible?
Take it easy. Hold on. When
Could
I'm saying,
could I use it as evidence?
of course, but the evidence is
Okay,
bad.
bingo. That's
The
all I
evidence is
needed.
bad.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all you
Wait.
needed.
When
It's
when
evidence.
say-
Thank you for the
Scary,
clip.
one second.
Thank you for
Yeah,
the
the
clip.
evidence is bad. The
Thank you for
evidence
the
is bad.
clip.
You okay?
Okay, now you're gonna have to establish that it's
Are you
bad.
gonna-
So now
Yeah, here we
focus
go,
your
and I'm doing
argument
it.
now.
you
So
can't say it's a
focus
clip, dumbass.
focus your argument. Hey, why
I got
are you
I
panicking
got you.
already?
Take it easy,
Dumbass?
take it easy.
Dumbass. That's
Take
where
it
we're going?
That's a description of who you
The
are. yes.
panic
Take
is
it easy.
crazy. Okay, perfect.
Now,
Now
hold
explain
on.
to me
When
why
I-
you think the evidence is bad. Go ahead.
I got you. When I say that the conclusion does not follow from the premises, this is not limited to deductive arguments or arguments that logically follow. This can be also pertaining to inductive or abductive arguments. So that's a blunder from your end.
Horrible
Thank
blunder.
you.
Wow.
Now,
Okay, so I don't have any problem, but now go ahead. I just want to make sure that that's what you're going to be arguing for. Go ahead.
We need a charger. It's like 6%. I got you.
Wow.
Can you ask? I got you.
Who else?
Now,
Hey, who else is in the room with you right now?
Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry who's in the room. Focus on the argument.
Just you
Focus
two?
on me, buddy. Now, here we go. The reason why the argument would be bad is because a Muslim can give an account that is probable for the corruption of scripture, including the Passover account, without having to say that the author of the Quran was simply oblivious. An example of this is,
Why-
hold on, let me finish. Let
I'll
me
grant you
finish.
that. I'll
Let
grant you
me
that you can do that.
finish.
I will grant you that you can do that.
Can you let me finish
That's-
speaking?
You're completely sidestepping my argument
No, hold on. I haven't even finished speaking. How do you know I'm sidestepping? Just let me finish. Thank you.
because
Which means-
you said that you
Let-
can come
let me
up with some
finish.
sort of possible scenario. All
No,
you're saying
no, I never said possible.
now I see why you guys don't come to my panel.
Yo.
So all you're saying is that you can string together some sort of amount of words to make some sort of case where it could be possible in all worlds or in any world where this is a reason a Quran comes up with a reason. That's not what I'm looking for. Again, we're looking for the most probabilistic thing, not a possibility.
Hold on, one second.
You're just trying to keep going back to
Can you
that.
please stop speaking over me? Can you please stop doing that? Thank you. I never once argued that my argument is good only because it's logically possible, Scary. You're strawmanning me.
That is what you're
I
saying,
know-
though.
No,
That
hold on,
is-
let me correct you. Hold
That's
on,
what
let
you're
me
headed
correct you
toward.
now.
You're about to say that in a second.
No,
That-
hold on. Okay, when I say that, then correct me. But don't assume what I'm gonna say and then fumble. Okay? Now, another reason as to why your argument wouldn't follow is because we can actually give a reason as to why somebody would have wanted to corrupt the account of the Passover found in the Bible. If you can give a reason or a cause
Go ahead.
as to why, let me finish, bro. As to why someone would have wanted to corrupt that, then it would follow that we can justify the argument that it's most likely a corruption. Now, the reason I would give is actually financial. We can say that either the later Jews or the priests, they would have wanted to corrupt the Passover in order to financially benefit from sacrifices. And therefore, we've given a financial motive to why a corruption would have occurred. So that's GG's, that's accounting for the probable argument that we're giving. And it then follows that a Muslim doesn't only have to say that it's only logically possible, that it's actually probable. Go ahead, respond. Still my what I said.
Okay, so you're saying because they had a financial incentive, and you're stealing this argument from those two Christians that believe that Jesus was
From
a
me.
vegan. Nah,
I smoked them on it.
You're taking this from those two Christians that believe Jesus was a vegan, because that was literally what the argument they made in there.
Who are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about, those two long-haired dudes.
Wallah, I don't. Wallah, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I said, Wallah, I don't. Okay, whatever. Can you answer?
So now, when we read specifically in that verse or in those verses, right? It's interesting to me that in those specifics, when it comes to those specific stories, this is specifically where Allah tells Muhammad, if you're in doubt about this specific story, go ask the people of the book.
So now we're going to the Quran?
Of course.
So that's a dodge, right?
Nope.
Hold on. Was your argument contingent on the Quran?
I don't know what you mean by that. What do you mean by that?
The initial argument that you presented was independent of the Quranic account. You're dodging.
No,
that's
it isn't. What are you talking about? What's a dodge? I'm trying to establish that the Quran is oblivious, this is going to prove that it's oblivious, because if your statement was true and these people were corrupting the Bible for some financial reason, it wouldn't then tell your people to go back to those people and ask them about that same story.
Right.
You numbnut.
Now you're introducing
you numbnut. You absolute jahil.
Can I answer you?
You can try.
Yeah. Let's go.
Can you? I don't know.
No,
can you?
You're introducing 1094. Hello. You're introducing 1094.
Yes.
As a answer to
the 1094 trap card just came out. Yes, it did.
Let me finish.
Good luck.
Let me finish.
Good luck.
You're introducing that response.
Yep.
To try and respond to my objection, which was the case that there is a motive and incentive. So before you get into 1094,
no, not that there is.
Do you agree?
You presented a possible, like I said again, you presented a possible. That's all you did. Now we're gonna still see if it's parsimonious, right? That's Balt taught me that. Balt taught me that word, by the way. So is it parsimonious?
Just hold it.
According to that verse, 1094, it's not. Now deal with it.
Hold on. Now
go ahead.
Okay, before we get to 94, because now you're dodging. Before we get to 94, do you agree that
how are we supposed to establish that the Quranic author was oblivious without bringing up the Quran? What are you talking about?
Can you please let me finish?
No. How am I supposed to establish? Go ahead.
Hey, Scary, really quick. Can I ask a question?
No, you can't. I'm gonna finish Scary.
Wait. No. I just want to make sure that when the one-on-one, I just want to make sure when the one-on-one is done. I'm not asking it to you.
I'll tell you when it's done. Don't worry.
Wait. I just want to make sure when the one-on-one is done that you and I have some unfinished business.
Sophia.
Yeah.
Talk to me, right?
We'll see about that.
Yeah.
No. Wait. When the one-on-one is done, will you or will you not talk to me, TMA?
Can I speak on your panel? Yo, hold on.
Absolutely.
Can I please speak on your panel? Thank you so much. So guys,
he's probably gonna run though.
Wait. I just want a confirmation. Yes or no?
Yes or no, TMA?
Stay quiet, dude. Stay quiet. I'll deal with you later.
Okay, so you'll deal with me when you're done talking to Scary.
Yeah, I'll deal with you later. Yeah. I got you.
Okay.
Now, Scary, your initial argument was saying that it is more probable that the Quranic author was oblivious over the fact that the Torah is actually corrupt.
You're repeating yourself.
That was your argument.
You're repeating yourself.
No, I'm not. I'm still minding what you're saying because
I already dealt with it. My argument is again, how can I show that your author was oblivious without reading the Quran? Go ahead.
Thank you. Now, and I responded by saying, hey, we can provide a motive as to why somebody wanted to corrupt the Passover event found in the Bible.
And I'm saying that is, I'm saying obviously that's a possibility, which again,
no, I'm saying it's probable.
All I told you.
I'm saying it's probable. Hello, I'm saying it's probable, not just merely possible.
Then why would your God tell to go ask those same people about that specific story?
Everybody watch
this. Does it make any sense?
I got you. Watch this. The author of the Quran can truly mention 1094 while there is corruption of the Passover found in the Torah. Both of these things are compatible. GG's.
What is the context? What is the context? Hold on. What you just said GG's. When you say GG's, that means you think you're finished. Then why'd you say GG's? You're not done, but it's GG's? How does that work? So you're not done, but somehow it's already GG's. Brother, take your
Meaning you lost.
and you're good. So that means he thinks he's done, right? If he thinks I lost, then he should let me talk. Then it's over for him. So now, what is the context? Shut up. What is the context of 1094? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's talking about prophecies and stories of the prophets.
Which prophecies and
Yeah,
which stories of the prophets?
Prophets found in the Torah and the Injil about Muhammad alayhi salam. That is tangential, by the way.
In the previous sentences right before that verse, does it mention the stories of the Pharaoh?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
What does that have to do with anything?
And does it talk about? What do you mean? What does it have to do?
What does that have to do with the argument they presented? Dude?
Did Passover get presented in the story of the Pharaoh in the Bible?
Yes, you guys believe it.
So what the hell are you talking? So GG's.
Yeah, nice. Thank you.
Okay.
So now you're the one making the argument.
Go ahead.
That it is more probable that the author of the Quran is oblivious over the fact that the Torah and the Injil are corrupted.
Yeah, because he's literally making.
Let me finish. Can I finish?
I'm not gonna let you finish. No. So what's happening now is your God is literally making the biggest blunder that could ever have been made. He's giving an incorrect account to how many signs were in this Pharaoh story, and then simultaneously telling your believers or your Muslims or Muhammad or whoever to go ask the people about the book about that specific story. How does that work?
Speak, bro?
Go ahead.
Speak?
Yes, go ahead. How does that work?
So give us an issue, me and Islamic Apex, my guy. Give us an issue with the author of the Quran invoking 1094 in conjunction with the Passover being corrupted. What is the issue that arises from that? Go ahead.
What is the issue? Yo, this is not real.
Stunlock, live.
Yo, this is not real. Hold on. Yes,
The
it
soundboard
is.
not gonna help you.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So you said give you the issue where Muhammad is being told if you or whoever else is in doubt.
Don't repeat the question. Answer it.
Be quiet.
Answer
This
the
is
question,
like
don't panic.
this is the biggest
You
W. Of
think you're
course,
on a response. You
I'm
can't
gonna
think of
milk.
response.
Exactly what's happening.
You're too slow.
You're not on a Muslim panel now. You're not gonna say, oh, this is where we need to take a break. Okay, this is not time. We're not on your panel now. Now we're on my panel. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna milk. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna milk the hell out of this right now. Okay?
Yeah,
You just asked me. Shh. Be quiet. You just asked me what is the problem with Muhammad simultaneously being asked, oh, if you're in doubt, or being told if you're in doubt about this specific story, go ask the people of the book who corrupted it. You're asking me what's the problem with that, and who are obviously gonna disagree with the account that I gave you. You're gonna tell me there's no issue with that?
Let me answer you. First of all, now here's what you're saying. You're saying that.
Bro, this is wild. This is the saddest.
Even though Anas, he didn't introduce an issue.
Now I see why these weirdos never want to come up on my
Now
panel. This is
it's
hilarious.
Do I get to respond?
Go ahead,
Thank
bro.
you so much. You're saying that, hey, it seems very improbable that the author of the Quran will be invoking the previous scriptures and saying that we should go back and ask the people of the book.
Yep.
And at the same time, the people of the book are the ones that corrupted that same scripture. First of all, I don't believe that your understanding that it is referring to the people of the book is actually correct. Why? Because the Messenger ﷺ mentions in authentic hadith that we should not believe them nor disbelieve them. So the author, that Muhammad ﷺ tells us not to go to the Christians to begin with. When he's referring to 10 people, he's talking about the Jews and Christians who became Muslim, like
God.
Abdullah bin Salam,
Here we
because
go.
they can be trusted to tell us about these previous scriptures because they wouldn't lie like you guys do and do Pauline and Taqiyya. Okay?
I don't know. I really don't know what you said. Say it again. Say it again.
Let me finish.
I don't know what you
You
just
want to
said.
repeat everything? Okay, I'll repeat it one more time. I'm saying that when the author of the Quran invokes the 94, he is not saying to go back to you Christians or to the Jews, because the Messenger ﷺ already says that the Jews and the Christians lie on their scriptures. that they shouldn't be trusted.
Okay, I got that.
Let
Who's
me
he
fin-
telling?
let me
Okay,
fin-
I
let
got
me
that part.
finish.
Who's he telling him to
Let
go
me
back
fin-
to
okay.
then?
Cool. He's telling to go back to the Jews and Christians who became Muslim, like Abdullah bin Salam, who are already Muslim and accept the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and affirm that these texts are not preserved. And therefore, it is completely compatible. That 1094.
So wait a minute. So wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, shut the hell up. Shut the hell up now. Shut the hell up now. Shut the hell up. Be quiet. I'm interrupting you. I'm interrupting your dumb ass.
Yo, no. You're not gonna do
Hey,
this.
shh, be quiet. Be quiet. So what you're
I'll
saying,
leave it.
be quiet.
I'll
You can
leave
leave
it.
right.
Don't mute.
Please, for the love of God, leave. Because you just said
No,
something
you let him
wild.
run. Don't let him run.
So
I
what
get
you're
my turn.
saying is that these other Muslims, hold on. These other Muslims,
one more
be
time-
quiet. Be quiet. Run all you want. Everybody knows you're panicking. Run all you want.
Yo.
So what you're
Devon.
saying is that all guys don't mute him anymore. But anyway, now what he tries to tell me is that somehow these other Muslims somehow had more faith than Muhammad. What?
Well,
No.
Right. That makes a lot of sense.
They ran away.
They ran away. Of
said-
course they did. Of
He
course
said
they
I
did.
would get
I
my
think
turn.
Apex would break
Where
his
did you
shit
go?
when he runs, though.
So what he's saying, guys, I want you to hear what he said. He says if Muhammad is in doubt, he needs to go ask other Muslims who are not in doubt. What are we talking about?
Come back, TMA. We'll start fresh. No muting. Come
Crazy,
back.
crazy,
Come back.
crazy,
Just
crazy,
call that
crazy.
conversation over.
He's talking about
Crazy.
other Muslims that used to be Christians that used to read the same scriptures you're talking about, Scary. It doesn't change anything, literally.
Right.
These ex-Christian Muslims that he's supposed to go ask if he's in doubt, read the same scriptures that you're referring your question to in the first place. It doesn't change anything.
when am
I
I
get what
gonna
you're
get
saying.
mod on this account? That's the question.
Everyone right now, go to his freaking live on the Muslim Apologetic and tell him that he ran from Bought by Blood. His conversation with Scary was over. We can start a new conversation. Get back in here. You said I was next.
So just to be clear, what he's saying essentially, if I'm not mistaken, is that those Christians would have had access to the real Injil in the 7th century, right? That's all he's saying, right?
Except there's only one Injil. So whatever Injil they had access to is the same Injil that we
Right.
have today because there's
So
manuscripts
guys, so
older
just so you know, the Muslims who were living in 7th century Arabia, they had the real Injil in their hand now. That's what he's arguing for.
Today he's arguing for that. Tomorrow, he might
Today,
argue for something
tomorrow that won't be the argument anymore. We know.
else.
Yeah, I knew they weren't gonna give you a chance. Well, you know that. Everybody knows that.
This nasty little hobbit.
Man, I was enjoying the Jake conversation before you crashed out, but
The who?
Here's the thing. With Jake, I wanted one thing. I wanted an exploratory dialogue, not a debate.
yeah, I know.
I have known Jake for 7 years. I used to
Oh,
speak to
really?
Jake. I used to
I
speak
didn't
to
know
Jake in a Facebook group every single day for over
Wow.
2 years. When I tell you Jake and I are very familiar with each other, I mean we used to speak almost every day.
Who are you talking about, Brancatello or who?
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
had a debate, like 10 minutes, 50.
Well, it wasn't even a debate.
Oh,
not a
about
debate,
what?
It was a combo. Free will.
Oh, free will.
And then Jake crashed out.
I wasn't
When
trying
John
to.
asked him for a symmetry breaker, it was an analogy, he crashed out.
Leave me alone.
Bro.
Still no symmetry breaker, by the way.
Yo, BBL.
Bro,
what's
Scary,
good?
say thank you to Money247.
Oh,
what's
yo,
good,
money,
everybody?
thank you,
Bro, the
brother.
guy's
Thank you. I
been-
appreciate the support.
Yo,
He's always
BBL.
supporting.
Let's debate your debate with Jake right now.
I didn't have a debate with Jake.
I mean, it looked like
If I
it was.
wanted to debate,
It looked
if
like
I
it was a
wanted
belt.
to debate Jake, I would have debated Jake, and he was completely confused even on the topic.
All right, so make it make sense to me, bro. When you mentioned and you tried to use as a source random guys who work at delis and 7-Elevens and all that who come up on the panel,
watch how I'm about
who come up on the panel.
Yeah, watch
You
how I'm
tried to
about to
use
bury
them
you.
as a source,
Watch
bro.
how I'm about to bury you.
You can't bury me, bro.
Was in the very beginning of the
What do you-
argument, was
I don't
Jake
know
familiar
shit.
with the hadith?
Bro, I came in and I only saw the
Wait.
hiding you were getting, bro.
Okay. Question. When the conversation started, was Jake familiar with the hadith or did he have to look it up?
I didn't see it, so I'll take your word for it. But I
Okay,
just
so
want to highlight.
Jake was not even familiar with the hadith. And in the middle of my conversation, Jake was looking up different scholarly interpretations because of his unfamiliarity, to which he said there are 10 different positions. Do you think in the 1 hour I was on his panel that he studied all 10 different positions, such as that he had an informed understanding of the positions?
Bro, listen, I get that. You know what I'm saying? I get.
Answer
that
the
you have this
question. You
opinion.
wanted to come up here and wanted the white knight. So now, guess what?
Yo,
I got my
told
belt
you.
off.
I told. Listen, I told you.
Pay attention.
going
Answer the
on,
question.
Bend
I
over
didn't
and
see the
take the
beginning.
spanking, boy.
Pay attention.
Okay.
Was Jake properly informed
He's so triggered
on
man.
the scholarly positions, or was he researching it in the moment? Which one?
Well, he was probably researching it at the moment. You seem pretty.
Okay,
You have
then he
conviction in what you're
charged
saying.
me with, okay, then when you came up here and you said, man, why are you just not informed? You're saying that you speak
I
to
didn't
Arabic
say that to you.
ex-Muslims and
I
they
didn't-
say this
Whoa.
and that was your source, right?
Yo,
you were
bro.
chastising my source, correct?
Bro, I did not say that whole entire.
Were you
monologue just
chastising
had.
my source, yes or no?
Bro, you used random people who jump on the panel as a source.
No.
People like
I
me.
used random
You
people
used-
that are
Yo, you
ex-Muslims
used
and
people
are
like me.
intimately aware with the literature.
No, I know you use the ex-Muslims. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about how you tried to use random people who
Bro,
jump
just
on
argue. Just argue it. Just
who
argue
jump on the
it. This is the
panel.
obsession. Just argue.
That's it.
Here,
That's
are you
it.
a Muslim?
Of course, bro. I'm a Muslim. Alhamdulillah.
Okay,
If I
all
hear
right.
you
Let's
talk,
find.
I'll be a
Let's
Muslim
let's
every
find
day.
out. Are you ready? I'm not going to be as nice
100%.
with you with Jake. Jake and I had
Nah.
rapport.
Don't have courage with me and then be a coward with him.
No.
You're
It
not
wasn't
doing
a
that
coward
either.
with him. I've known Jake for 7 years. I used to talk to him
So
every
why was
single
he
day
talking
for
to-
like
so
2
why was he
years.
talking to you like that?
Yeah, that's a freaking good question.
Because it sounded
Anyway.
like he. Listen, it sounded.
Yeah, it's a
like,
really
I'm gonna be
good
honest
question.
with you.
Uh,
Could it
Be
have
honest.
something to do with
That's
the
a
fact
really
that the
good
argument
question.
was burying him? Come on, could it have something to do with that?
Yeah, I think
If the moment I started pressing Jake and actually holding him to
He
his
crashed
claims
out.
at the very end, he kicked me because
crashed
I
out.
started getting sick of being yelled at.
You got
Simple
kicked 'cause
question:
I
Did
felt
I yell at Jake?
Nah,
Yes or no?
it sounded like you was trying to catch your footing, like you were getting bum rushed.
No. Did I
You weren't
yell
in a-
at
brother,
Jake?
Brother, you weren't in a position to yell, my brother. You were sweating.
Okay.
hold on. Come on.
You
This
was
was on his panel. I'm assuming, right?
Bro, you know
yeah,
how
it
it goes, of
wasn't an
course.
issue. So,
Yeah,
so
you're
here,
being-
we're gonna
yo,
do this.
You're
Yeah,
being
we're gonna do
goofy in
this.
that sense. Come on.
You're a Muslim.
I am being goofy.
You believe you have
for
free
sure.
will?
Of course, bro.
Okay. Do you believe that the Hadith represents that you have free will and the Quran represents
He's
you
an
have free will?
Ashari, John.
I'm an bro. Listen, BBL, don't do it. I'm an Ashari, bro.
It doesn't
Don't do
matter.
this,
It doesn't
don't-
change. It
Doesn't
doesn't change
matter.
anything.
Yo,
You're an Ashari.
Yeah, I'm an Ashari.
Holy
I'm just letting you know
hell!
in advance.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm not the most learned
Okay,
guy,
so you
bro,
believe you have free will. Let's walk through it. So, are you ready?
Wait, I don't want to
Are you
engage in
ready?
this if you're going to use me
John,
as a source
pull
tomorrow.
your
Hey,
pants up.
I don't
You
want to
ready?
engage in this if you're going to use me as a source in a debate in the future. All right, promise you won't do that.
John, he already
Oh
shirked
no,
out
who I
with his
used
argument
was
on my panel.
who I used. You're talking the person I used. Who I used was Umar Lighthouse, who is a coward, by the way. All right, so
Damn,
Umar
bro.
Lighthouse
You really
is
hold
one of
on.
And a
your
whale.
like apologists.
Nah, those guys
Coward
are
and a whale.
Salafis, bro. You guys are closer in relation than I am. with
A
them.
whale
Okay,
coward.
listen. Are you ready or not?
Are you going to use me as a source in the future?
No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to intellectually break you.
John, he already drank the Shirk milkshake the other
Yo,
night on my
BBL,
panel.
BBL, listen,
So-
you're a good kid. Look, you're a good
Are you
kid.
ready? Yes or no?
Hit
You're a
up
good
the
kid.
apologetics gym. Listen, hit
Are
up
you
the
ready? Yes or
apologetics
no?
gym. All right.
Here, you know, like the
spend some
game
more
of
time
hide
with
and seek?
Berlin. Yo, spend some
Ready or
more
not,
time
here
with
I come.
Berlin and
All right, so
some
in
of
the
these dudes
Hadith,
who are no joke.
guess
You
what?
lie.
In the
You lie.
Hadith,
Yo, hey, have a good
Moses
night. I
says
love
to
you, dog.
Adam, yeah, that's
Peace.
what I thought.
Chill out.
You
chill
shouldn't.
out.
Yeah,
No,
don't
you're a
come.
good kid. You're a good kid.
Run.
You're a good kid.
Run.
Run.
Good night, guys. I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Amen.
Runner number 2 for the night.
Give me a Muslim. I have a question.
Okay, it's time that I address this guy Aki. Just he keeps DMing me inappropriate stuff, so I blocked him. Can you guys stop DMing me inappropriate stuff when you get cooked on a panel that I'm on? I'm screenshotting that.
Who?
Is it
This
Aki
freaking-
X?
No, look, I'll send you the screenshot.
Please don't.
All the Akis. Insert any Akis.
Yeah, I am perfectly ready to have a conversation because I have rage that I need to exhume.
Damn, this might make you feel better, might not, but our buddy, come on, that was just here, already drank a XL Sheriff milkshake on my panel the other day.
Okay.
That's probably why he didn't want to have it. That's probably why he didn't want to have it.
He said slurp slurp.
Also, that's why he was saying, like, get some lessons for Berlin because he knows you baked him on that. Okay, I get it now.
But he's honestly, he cracks a lot of jokes, but he's a good guy. I actually like him up.
Yeah, he's chill.
Minus the fact that he's Albanian Muslim. He should be Albanian Orthodox.
See,
like
look,
his
he
ancestors.
put look what he put in the comment section. He put, "This is a trap, bro. I'll be unalived." So he knows. He's aware. He's aware. It's all good. At least he's honest, bro. He's honest about that.
Okay, I can respect that. Frick.
Well, don't respect that, BBB.
Leave me alone.
You won't debate it anymore.
No, I love when BBB gets that little chip on his shoulder during the debate. That's my favorite BBB. It's hard to get it out of him.
BBB I should be. It's not the
I
BBB
know.
I should be.
I know, brother. I know.
Here, I'm messaging TMA right now. Get in here.
He's never coming. I guarantee you, that is the last time that we're gonna see TMA ever again.
No, you never know that. Be optimistic.
I don't need to see him again. That was everything I ever needed from him right there. I don't need to-
TMA never actually debates anything. Anything.
Well, I'm gonna make him this time. He did not debate. He did not debate with me last time. If he comes in, I will make him debate me.
I just
We're
wanna
gonna
know, you
clarify
guys-
all our terms right out the gate, and then we can go with the freaking Hadid.
You guys can let me know honestly if I'm missing something. Don't worry about hurting my feelings in front of 108 people. When he said it's not referring to Christians like you, but referring to the Christians that converted to Islam back in the day, to go ask them. How does that change anything when they are referring to the very same scriptures?
It doesn't.
It doesn't, because he's saying what he's all he's trying to say. I'm assuming is that they would have had access to the real Injil in the 7th century. That's all he's saying.
But the other Christians wouldn't have, only the ones
Right.
that converted to Islam?
Correct.
He's saying
Correct.
that Passover. He's
Yeah.
saying that Passover would be a linguistic corruption. They would be making it up.
Yeah, and that the real Muslim Christians who converted in their area would have had the real Bible, and that and then when Allah said go ask the people of the book, He meant only this small group of Arab Muslim Christians or ex-Christians that had the specific text.
I don't think he was trying to say that they have a separate Bible.
He was.
That would be too dumb.
Wallahi, that's where that was going, brother. There's no other. Where else could he have been going with that?
Well, what our friend Ali just said, you said textual corruption, right? So they would be mistranslating, misinterpreting, kind of thing. Linguistic, yes. They would be misinterpreting.
Yeah,
the
but
actual-
those, what would be the difference between you're saying that the other Christians made a linguistic error, right? Essentially.
No. So what he's saying is that the book is the same. It's preserved, all right?
Which book?
But
Which book?
The
the
Bible,
book they would have in their hand. Yeah.
the scripture, not the
Exactly.
With the Passover in it or without the Passover in it?
That's the point. He would say it's not in it.
That's my point. So, but only that group would have had it, right? Because we have the 7th century Injil that has the
That's what it's
Passover
about.
in it. Exactly. So he is saying that, Berlin. That's what I'm telling you.
He's saying there's
He's
another
saying that.
book?
He's saying there was another Injil that only those specific Christian Muslims had in Arabia.
Only the ones that converted
Only
to
them.
Islam?
Only the ones who converted had a special Bible. That's what he's saying. So he went from one improbable argument to another highly improbable argument.
What kind of argument is that, man? It's embarrassing. I'm trying to grant.
TMA
I'm trying to grant him
is
the
actually
benefit of
trash, pure trash.
He just yaps. He just
But
waffles
this is
and
good.
waffles and waffles.
Yeah, but this is good because now we know that's the standard. Okay, so the Injil actually existed in 7th century Arabia, and people had access to it. So where is it now? Where did it go? Why did it disappear off the face of the earth?
There's only one copy of the Injil, and then the desert took it.
Waraka took it with him.
I am so bored.
I know. Muslims are Muslims are hard to come across nowadays, unfortunately.
Tell me you guys had these new banana peelers.
Banana what?
Banana peelers candy? Oh my god, I'm addicted.
Crazy.
Oh, they're waiting for me on their live? Freaking cowards.
I bet
Of course, of course. Of course they would be. They know better.
Absolute cowards.
Watch them do it.
I'm surprised I didn't hear them say
him
we
do
got. I'm surprised I didn't hear them say, "Oh, we got 30 shahadas on the trip so far."
It's such a bad trip. It's a terrible trip.
I could only imagine.
Jeez.
I didn't even know all these goofies were going.
Did you see all their pictures, Berlin?
No, I don't
You
see
got-
Malik,
you gotta
he only
see.
looks like a-
You gotta see these people in real life, bro. Ain't no way, dude. Ain't no way. Ain't no way, bro. For all the
they have on
peptides, I think some people might have it, but I saw them. I don't want to post it here though, Dose, but
Not on X.
well, you could put it on. Put it on. You can put it on your profile if you want. Can you see it? Can you see it, Berlin? If he puts it on his profile.
Yeah, put it.
Like I would have thought Apex, especially as being the face of peptides, I would have thought for sure he would have been swole. Look at that. Look at Apex, bro.
You want to see what I made?
Damn, I can't make them big screen.
No, I don't
You want to see what I made? You want to see what I made to help other people?
What'd you make, Bob?
Put my camera on.
All right. Let me give you a big screen.
Help if I can turn it.
Well.
All right. Can you see?
No, I don't see anything right now.
What the devil? Why?
Okay.
Okay, now we see.
So I made a breakdown of the hadith itself, what's used, the 4 positions of libertarian compatibilism, determinism, and occasionalism, how it rules out free will from libertarian sense, how it rules out compatibilism, and what's left is going to be deterministic, and how it actually is going to universally going to be a step that leads to occasionalism with the fixed decree. So I can give this to anyone who wants to like understand the argument. If you want it, DM me.
Yeah, I would like a copy of that.
I'll take a copy. Why not? It look like a pretty neat structure. Can always use more organization in my life.
Hallelujah. And it'll help people mainly from like the philosophical side of things.
Dude, if I actually organized arguments like how you just did, man.
Tripping, what's
these guys
popping,
would have
Tripping?
another- These guys would have another
Much.
thing.
I know you ain't up here judging people's looks, bro.
Who, me?
Why not? Look at this man.
Why not? You think I'm ugly? You think I'm ugly, Tripping?
I think it's weird for a man to judge another man, and you're doing it.
It's not that. It's just the face of peptides, brother. You missed that context.
Would you like him better if he was swole and big?
I would have assumed that that's what peptides are for. No. Partly,
I'm not
at
sure. I
least.
don't do peptides, bro, and I don't want to assume somebody would look good or less without them.
Wait a second. So you're telling me you're looking at his body to realize that Scary is making observations about his body, and you know that the observations Scary's making are not actually going to be the reality of the observation? So why are you looking at his body, bro?
And why are you
ain't
tripping?
talking with a half beard?
And why are you
Why are you
tripping?
looking? Why are you looking at his body? I don't understand.
And why are
if
you
you know
tripping
that
off his
Scary
body?
is wrong about his body?
I listen to his word.
And
Wait,
why
if
are
you're
you
wrong, if you know that Scary's wrong about his body, then why is it the case that you know he's wrong about his body? Just curious.
I said my point was he's judging another man.
Yeah, but how do you know that he's wrong?
Because he said, look, he's supposed to be on peptides. Why is he small?
It just
Okay.
doesn't
Don't
look
even
like
have a
it doesn't
camera.
look like the face of peptide to me, bro. That's all I'm saying. I wasn't expecting that.
Exactly. So by your words, you admitted that he was small and you thought he was going to be big because of what peptides do.
Like
That's
if
my
you,
point.
yeah, like for example, if you like turned your camera on right now, would we think like, yeah, this dude frequents McDonald's, or would we think something else?
I'm just and I'm saying like before I would have thought like, okay, would I be more
No
likely
no
or
answer?
like in my mind I'm thinking would I be more or less likely to buy peptides after seeing that? And the answer is less. I mean, I don't see what's the problem making that statement, brother. So it's okay.
I mean, I just think it's weird that you judging a man, bro. That's it.
All right. So okay.
Thank you for your opinion, bro.
Anything
Sick
else,
opinion.
dude?
Thank you for your opinion on weirdness.
Right.
You,
Oh, I'm
uh,
weird.
Thank you.
I didn't even bring
Do
it
you
up.
think it's weird for a?
Do you think
manual
do you
to-
think Apex is the nicest person that should deserve like any level of respect from people? Is that what you're saying?
I don't even know him like that.
Well, take us at your mouth.
Maybe
then. What?
maybe that's the issue then. You don't know him. I do know him and I've interacted with him many times and he's a piece of shit.
Okay. So
I choose violence.
When you know somebody, you can judge them inappropriately. Got it.
It wasn't even that deep, bro. Like what the hell, man? Calm down.
Yeah, you look like a person who wants it deep.
Okay, so if I go on your page right now and I
Yo,
find
what
wait,
the
wait, wait.
fuck?
Projected right now, tripping. Like,
Dude, why are you crying?
Tripping, is it weird for a man?
Who's this guy? Apex flight chick or something? This guy's Apex hotel wife?
Jesus
That
Christ.
must be Apex hotel wife.
Wait,
Is it
and
weird?
just out of
Is it-
curiosity, why did you say something
Baby
about
B.
my beard?
What beard? You don't got a beard, bro.
No, yeah, you said I didn't have one, right?
You got a troll T.
Okay, so why are you looking at another man, bro?
Yeah, you showed your face. How could I not?
Did
This
Apex
guy
show
is
his face,
tri-
bro?
This guy is triggered.
Did
as
Apex show his
F.
body?
I didn't see the picture of Apex. I saw you.
So if he knows that Apex is
Oh, I
not
didn't
strong,
see
did
it.
Apex show his body? in
No,
order to
you
see it?
tried to use your argument like I was looking at a picture when I used it what he said against what he was saying.
Wait, you
That's
did
my
look at a
point.
picture. You did look at a
Well,
picture.
we
You
were
looked at my
looking,
picture, right?
yeah,
You
and we
showed
were
your
looking.
Why are you
face,
judging
bro.
another
got
man?
No, I said you have half a beard.
Okay,
That's a-
you're
that's
a
judging
factual
another man,
statement.
right?
But
That's
Trippin,
a
you
factual
do realize that we were
You
shown a
looked at my
picture
face
when
and
we
you
made
made a
that
judgment,
statement,
right?
right?
I was listening to your words, bro.
Yeah,
That's
but
it.
we were
Yeah, you
shown
had to
a
look at my
picture.
face to make the statement about like me having.
No, that's fine, but I can
half
still
beard,
have
right?
my opinion about what you said based on your words alone, not with the picture. His point
Why are you
was,
looking at
why am
another
I
man,
judging
bro?
by a man?
Right.
Yeah, why are you looking at my face? Why are you looking at my beard? Why are you looking at my chin? That's right underneath my lips. You got me?
What the hell is this conversation, bro?
I don't know, dude. So some
Wait, so
guy
what
came
happened? I
in.
didn't get
Some
that.
guy came
So
to
me-
White Knight
so-
for Apex. I don't know why.
No,
He
so
doesn't
me
even
making-
know him.
So me making an observation about your lack of facial hair is judging you?
All right, can you hush up and stop talking about people's facial appearance or physical appearances? I want
Why
to.
you getting horny?
Like this.
No, I have.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yo,
actually,
what the
yes.
fuck,
I'm
dude?
just,
What's wrong with this dude? You getting
This
horny?
guy's got
It's
issues, bro.
crazy.
I just want to know what happened.
Tripping. It wasn't that serious, brother. It was.
See, the
we were
point
just-
is, Trippin, you're
I didn't
inconsistent.
get to watch.
We were just having
it's
a
never-
good old fun. I would say the same thing
Good
to my
old-
friend. If my friend was selling peptides and he looked like that, I would say the same thing to him. It's not that serious.
I mean, maybe you should go to a course that teaches you how to debate since you're on stage.
Did I
yeah.
do bad?
Are
Wait,
you-
did you hear the debate? Did you hear the debate?
Nah, but I know you're trash.
Oh, what the fuck?
Are you better than him?
Oh my god. Bro.
Here, do you think you're better than Scary, Trippin?
I don't think I'm better than anybody.
You don't think you're better at debating than Scary?
That's very.
No, I just
soft of
think
you, though.
I'm just a human being that's on this earth trying to make it through. You feel me?
Yeah, so it's probably more likely Scary's better at debating than you.
I don't know. We can settle it. What's up?
Yeah, settle it. There you go, Scary.
Are you
Settle it.
Muslim? Are you Muslim?
Let me ask you a question.
Fuck.
Can I? Are you
He's
are you a
Muslim.
Christian?
Sounds like he is.
That's pretty Muslim of you already.
Yeah. Are you a
Can
Christian?
you debate? I want you to debate. I'm not a Christian. Can you debate one of the Christians on the panel? You could debate both.
So why do you why do you always defend Christianity?
Because I like it. I like it.
Fascinating
Do
question.
you,
I agree.
Do you
Yeah.
believe in Trinity?
In Trini AD? What did you say?
What did
The
you
Trinity.
say?
Oh, I thought you said Trini AD. I'm like,
No, I probably lagged out.
I'm not a Christian, brother. It'd be weird for me to believe in a Trinity if I'm not a Christian. I'm
I
not
mean,
a
I
Christian.
assume so. You always have so many Christians up here, so forgive
I like
me, Father.
Christians. I like Christians. You're no problem, son. It's okay. Do you want to debate with a Christian about it? You can. You feel totally free. I think Balt wants to.
Yeah, I got a
debate.
question. I got a question about his Trinity.
Yeah, you want to debate me on the Trinity? Let's debate the Trinity, buddy.
Yeah. So, do you believe is the Trinity? Does it ever change?
What do you mean by change?
Does it change?
Yeah, what do you mean by change? Do you mean intrinsic change, extrinsic
Yeah,
change, some other type of
intrinsic.
like ontological change? Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean?
Is it intrinsically unchanging?
Is it intrinsically unchanging? Yeah, the divine nature of the Trinity is intrinsically unchanging.
Are there extrinsic applications?
It's intrinsically unchanging.
Are there extrinsic application to it?
Extrinsic applications such as
Anything
a
extrinsic
relational
to
application?
it? Anything extrinsic to it?
Yeah, there's a relational extrinsic relationship.
Well, that would mean that would be intrinsic if it's 3 is 1. That would always
No,
exist.
because it's extrinsic, silly. You just said that it's extrinsic. How are
No,
you
I
saying
asked
that
you.
something is extrinsic is now intrinsic? Make up your mind.
Chill, bro. I asked you a question. You don't have
Yeah.
to defend.
Make up your mind. Is it extrinsic or intrinsic?
Well, I have my opinion. It's both. I want you to answer. Is it intrinsic
Okay, so
or
something,
extrinsic?
just so we're clear, something can be both intrinsic and extrinsic in the same way and in the same sense on your view.
No, I'm saying your Trinity is that. I'm not saying I believe that it's true.
Is it the case that you believe of the Trinity that it is both intrinsic and extrinsic in the same way and in the same sense?
In your belief, your paradigm, that's what I believe it is. Yes.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you in my belief and in my paradigm, it's not.
Okay, so
It's an
did the-
extrinsic relationship between the persons, and
Does
the
the-
divine nature itself is going to be the intrinsic, unchanging, eternal being.
Okay, so does the extrinsic relationship exist intrinsically with the model?
What are you asking when you say an extrinsic relationship exists intrinsically? Are you
Does the
lost?
No, I'm not. You're not tracking.
Brother,
Does the-
you're not using words that form coherent sentences.
Don't be scared, bro. Listen.
You're
give me
not
one
forming a
second.
coherent sentence.
Give me a
What
second.
does
I
the
gotta-
color
give me-
9 smell like?
Give me a second. It smells like cookies. Give me a second. I gotta go through a gate. Give me a second. Hey, what's up?
This is not looking good.
All right, so track with me, right? You said that they share extrinsic properties of relationship, correct?
It's an extrinsic relationship, yes.
Perfect. Does that extrinsic relationship exist in eternity?
Yeah.
Perfect. That's my point. Now, follow me. Does the relationship,
What does eternity have to do with intrinsic?
brother, just follow me, okay? It's not that hard.
Brother,
It's
no,
not
no,
that
it is.
hard.
It's literally almost impossible to follow you because
Okay.
the
Does your
argument you're
Trinity
making-
involve the Son
the
of
argument
God
you're
having a
making-
relationship? Does the Son of God have a relationship with the Father?
Amen, brother.
Does he?
Yes.
The Son of God, as in the Word, the divinity only, or the flesh as well?
We're talking about the person. What are you talking about?
Does the person have flesh?
The person takes on flesh. Are you talking after incarnation? Are you talking during incarnation? Or are
Does the
you talking prior to incarnation?
I'm talking about the extrinsic relationship of the Son to the Father.
Prior, during, after incarnation.
Bro had the
We s-
audacity to call scary
You-
trash.
You said that the extrinsic relationship
I'm
is
asking
eternal.
prior to incarnation, during incarnation, or after incarnation.
So is there a change in the external relationship?
Answer the question.
Is there a change in the external
Answer
relationship?
my question.
I'm asking you a question, brother.
Before, during, or after the incarnation? Is your question being indexed to which
Before.
point? Okay, so prior to the incarnation. Yeah, the Son has not taken on flesh within the incarnation.
Okay, and after carnation, does he?
That's literally the point of the incarnation.
Okay, perfect. So now what you've demonstrated is that the Trinity has extrinsic relationships that exclude only to the divinity and the Father, and also the flesh and the divinity to the Father, meaning that there's two forms of your Trinity.
Wait,
so
the
how could they
flesh to
both
the
exist?
Father? What are you on about?
How could they both be eternal if
Wait, what are
one
you
has
on about?
flesh
The
and the other
flesh to
doesn't?
the Father?
Bro, are you not tracking? Are you slow?
What do you mean the Father has flesh?
I said the Son has flesh and the relationship to the Father.
You didn't. No, you didn't.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so the Son taking on flesh. What's the issue?
Correct. That's not eternal, right?
The flesh itself? No. What's the
Perfect. So the Son of God that you now have in your Trinity has flesh, right?
issue? Amen. What about it? What's the
Perfect.
issue?
That doesn't exist eternally because he never had flesh eternally. Donut.
Is the flesh a property of the human nature or
That
the divine
means
nature?
your Trinity has changed.
Is the flesh the property of the human nature or the divine nature? Which one?
GG's.
You're human.
Okay, so does that cause there to be a change within the divine nature if it is a property of the human nature?
Yes, if you associate it with the Trinity.
Okay, make the argument.
Okay, say that you only. This is what I want you to say. Then say, I believe in the Trinity, the Father, the Word, and the Holy Spirit.
Brother, make the argument. Hello?
Bro, you're slow. Wallahi, you're slow.
Make the argument, dude. What do you mean he's slow?
I've been
Make the
making the
argument.
argument. This
No,
dude can't track. This dude literally can't track.
tripping. Hold on, you're losing. Look, you've been doing good until here. So now he's saying about your conclusion. Make the argument.
The argument is this. I'm not going to provide a form of syllogism. I'm going to make my statement, and then you can follow it. Cool? You can clarify if you need clarification.
Sure.
Perfect.
Yeah, just make it. You can do it informally, but don't make it a conclusion.
Fine. I'm going to do it in a normal conversation piece. Here we go. My argument, my point in making this, is that if you believe in your Trinity, and you say it's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, it cannot be possible that the relationship that the current Trinity has with the incarnation is fully eternal because flesh was taken on, therefore the Trinity has changed and it cannot be truly intrinsic.
Okay, that's a conclusion. That's not a premise. And you don't have to give it formally. You can give it informally. But you gave me a conclusion, not a premise.
All right, so you don't. Oh my God, dude!
Just give him. Look, so just give him all the premises first, Trippin. And I.
No. It doesn't have to be formal. It doesn't have to be formal.
I don't have it freaking written down, bro. I'm sitting here.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Just present the ideas.
You're starting with the conclusion.
Yeah. Just
So
present.
now you want a formal syllogism.
No, I'm literally saying I don't care if it's formal. It can be informal. You just can't give me the conclusion.
Okay. Premise one: the Trinity is eternal and unchanging.
I don't need it formally.
I'll give it to you formally.
Okay, you want to give it? Go ahead. Go ahead. Fine.
Premise one: the Trinity is unchanging. Premise two: because it is unchanging, is eternal. It has no beginning and has no end. You agree with those so far?
Yeah, Trinity is unchanging in the sense that there's any sort of relevant intrinsic change within the divine nature, because we agreed that the extrinsic is already going to be represented. So yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
Why'd you add stuff?
No, these are the terms we already agreed on.
Okay, so does the Trinity change?
Brother, I already said there can be changes extrinsically, but not intrinsically to the divine nature.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think what you're doing right now, Trippin, is you're not taking the actual Trinitarian position into account. You're making your own version of the Trinity.
Can I ask him a question? Because are you saying the Trinity changes intrinsically? Is that your argument?
I'm saying that the Trinity, the three is one, right? That what
Did you
you
hear
all
my question?
believe. Yes, and I'm answering it. Just ask your question again, bro. Like you all literally just want yes and no. That's all
are you
want.
saying? Well,
I'm
it
letting
is-
you
it
make
is
the
a yes
argument.
or
I'm
no.
not even asking you. I'm letting you make the argument.
Whoever was asking the question, asked the
You
question.
said the Trinity
yeah,
is
so-
unchanging, and I
so
said
to
yes,
make
I
this-
can accept that.
Yeah, to make it simple, Trippin, there's different types of changes, right? And the one that they would be opposed to is the intrinsic change within the divine nature.
Okay, so you're okay with the Trinity, the structure of the Trinity changing then?
What do you mean by that? You have to use the language that we're using. So intrinsic, extrinsic,
So,
divine
for
nature
instance-
changing.
For instance, the Trinity that you have right now with the Son of God with flesh, that is unchanging into the future. It remains the same always. It's a part of the personalities or the persons of God, right?
Into the future. Go ahead, Vlad, if you want to continue.
Does that am I
what we-
tracking? Are you all tracking? Is nobody going to respond?
Yeah, so you said intrinsically, right?
No, I said the Son of God having flesh right now
Uh-huh.
in your current Trinity model.
That's post-incarnation, yeah.
The current model of the Trinity, you
Yep.
believe the Son of God has flesh right now, correct?
Yep.
Okay, and those three persons you would affirm are all Yahweh, correct?
Yep, that's fine.
In Jeremiah, when Jesus comes down with his flesh, he is Yahweh, correct?
Say that one more time.
In Jeremiah, when Jesus comes to judge as Yahweh, he is in flesh, correct?
Yeah, that's fine.
Perfect.
Jesus
So-
Jesus retains a glorified body
Perfect.
post-incarnation.
Perfect. So now that we have an extrinsic application to your Trinity model,
Extrinsic.
this,
right.
yeah, it never always existed that way. The
Yeah,
same three persons.
Is my
that if-
position that the Trinity can undergo intrinsic change or extrinsic change?
It's not your position. It's my position that I'm affirming. You have to defend it.
No, brother, you're arguing against me. When it comes to the change that can take place, am I affirming in any sense that there can be intrinsic change?
You are saying that there cannot be an intrinsic change, and I don't have
Okay,
a problem with
fantastic.
that.
Is it the case that taking on flesh, having a glorified body, is that an intrinsic change to the divine nature, yes or no? And then expound.
Hang on.
All this waffle was just to say.
Hang on. Say that again.
Is there an intrinsic change in the divine nature that takes place within the incarnation?
Is there a divine? Is there during in the divinity only? According to your beliefs, I'll be genuine and say no.
Okay, perfect. So the change is extrinsic, which my position allows for, correct?
No.
What do you mean no? I'm telling you, when we
Okay,
have extrinsic relationships, those extrinsic relationships can be changing relationships. It's not going to be the case that just because a property is extrinsic, it doesn't mean that the Trinity can't experience an extrinsic change whatsoever.
So what you're saying is that there could be any extrinsic application to the Trinity and it still be the Trinity.
Yeah, because it's not intrinsically changing anything about the divine nature.
So you're okay with your Trinity changing then?
Yet again, extrinsic change is perfectly fine within all models of Trinitarianism.
Okay, so before the carnation, did they believe this?
Carnation.
Before the incarnation, did who believe this? Who's they?
Anybody that was before Jesus.
Anyone before Jesus? Prior to the incarnation, did they believe what?
Did they believe that the intrinsic the relationships were extrinsic?
The relationships?
Yes.
Again, who are they?
Anyone before Jesus that believed in what you believe.
There's many people who before Jesus did not have any
Give me
beliefs
one.
about the Trinity whatsoever. and
Give
there's
me
people who-
one. Give
One
me
second,
one
one
that
second.
believed in.
1 second. So we hold to a view that's called progressive revelation, such as the nature of God is progressively revealed over time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
after
does that
then you
mean
don't
does
do
that
it,
mean
you do it.
So
okay,
whether or not they believed it has no bearing whatsoever on whether or not there's some sort of problem within the Trinity.
okay, can you
Like, I
demonstrate?
could literally tell you, Trippin, that there's not a single person that believed it, but that's not going to be an argument presented against the Trinity. That's just going to be that people didn't have access to that information.
Yeah.
So what?
That would be like
So
asking
God-
if everyone
so-
always knew the name Yahweh, for example. Yeah, that was revealed
So
progressively.
if he reveals it, he's going to tell it to you, right? But it doesn't change who God is. In this example,
Amen.
extrinsically applying something that what does it mean to be intrinsic?
An intrinsic is going to be a property that is proper to the subject.
Right, and it remains with that, right?
Yeah, that's
Always.
fine. Yeah, and so is the flesh of Jesus an intrinsic property proper to the subject?
It's extrinsic.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're
So,
proving my point. You
Why
don't even
is it
track,
the case that an extrinsic property in any sense produces an issue? Is there a logical contradiction for having an extrinsic property?
Because your Trinity is intrinsic because it's who your God is.
No, I don't know.
That
I
does
don't know
not
if you
answer
know.
the question
Yeah,
at all.
you can't say
Bro.
the Trinity is intrinsic. I don't.
Everything
What does it
about
mean for the Trinity to be intrinsic?
Okay,
What are you even
no
talking
problem.
about?
No problem. The Trinity is what your God is using to show his personhood, correct?
The Trinity is represented as the divinity or the divine nature. The Trinity is the divine nature. Now, here's what you're going to have. You're going to have aspects, and then you're going to have a powerful trope. The powerful trope is represented as the Trinity. So when you have that as the source, so the Father being God as the source, and then the Son, and then the Spirit, when you say that the Trinity is intrinsic, it's just a confused statement.
I got a phone call.
It's a confused statement to say the Trinity is intrinsic.
No. What I'm saying is this: if you're going to make the argument that the Trinity remains that it means that all the
Here's my
persons have all the
argument.
dude. Can you just let me talk?
My argument's really simple.
Just let me talk.
Well, here's the problem, Trippin.
Oh my God.
I told you to give me an argument. You haven't given me an argument. You just asked questions. So
Bro,
I'm just going to make this. We're going to make this really simple.
Let me speak.
I will. We're
respectfully,
going to make
bro.
this really simple. Here's
No,
my
dude,
argument.
let me speak.
Here's my
You-
argument. Listen.
I want to
It's-
say something
I know.
because
Listen.
you made a claim,
Pay
and
attention.
I'm not going to listen.
Pay attention.
You're going to let me speak.
Pay attention. I'm
Bro,
going to
not
say
gonna
this
pay
one
attention,
thing.
bro.
Here's all you have
Bro,
to do
host,
to
are
show
you for
that
real?
there's an
Oh my
issue
God.
with the
You
Trinity.
must be a Christian host.
To show
There
that
is an
there's an
issue with
issue with the Trinity, you have got to show either an incoherence or you have got to show a logical contradiction.
Here, Trippin, I think we're at the point where we need to pull out the notepad because this is getting you guys like he's making it very obvious what the answer is and you're not getting it, Trippin. So look.
Okay, well I disagree. So
I'm just gonna ask
let's
you
just
flat
get
out,
the
is there a
notepad. Let's just get the
logical
notepad.
contradiction?
Here, let's get the notepad.
Is there a logical contradiction?
Right. So here, look, the Trinity is basically what he's trying to tell you, brother, is that within the Trinity that he holds to, he is okay with extrinsic changes. Right? And so all you're doing by presenting an you're not really doing anything when you then present an extrinsic change. Do you get that?
You are when you hold to the fact that part of the divinity, like the Son of God, remains eternal with his flesh. You are adding extrinsic eternally to the Trinity model, and then you're arguing that the
Yes.
Trinity. Can I finish? Can I finish?
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
He's making the argument that from the divine state, it's intrinsic, which is okay, that's fine. The problem is that the current Trinity, the model, has flesh eternally linked with the divinity, which
Which
means
is in the-
it's literally extrinsically applying itself to something that was before intrinsic only.
No, so when you're saying extrinsic, right? All you're saying, if I'm correct, Ball, is that something outside of itself, right?
It's just going to be it's a relational thing.
Right.
It's a relational property.
So what he's saying is, and all you're really saying is this: you're just trying to. I think what you're thinking in your mind is because it's eternal, you think that adds a level of weight that it doesn't really add. They're
No, I'm
okay
saying that
when
it
they
adds-
say. Let me hear what I'm saying. Let me finish what I'm saying. So when they're saying that they're okay with there being an extrinsic change, bought by blood, you're correct. Am I correct in saying that you're saying even that extrinsic change could be eternal? That's no problem, right?
The extrinsic change can be eternal. What do you mean?
Like into the future. I mean, not going backwards.
Okay,
before the
yeah.
incarnation.
As long as you're using that, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get that, Trippin?
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you hear what I said or no? They're okay with even if it's something that's going into the future eternally, that's also okay because it's still extrinsic. In other words, what he's saying, Trippin, is that the divine nature that existed before the incarnation, that did not change in an intrinsic manner. Nothing internal to the nature changed.
The Son took on flesh, bro. It's very simple, brother.
Yeah,
it's so simple.
the
God's a
incarnation
human.
it's this simple. The incarnation is where it introduces the human nature as a new relation between the Son and the human. Right? So the introduction of the human nature is a new relation between the Son and that human nature.
So you
Which
have
is
an
an
issue-
extrinsic
you have an issue with him
relationship.
keeping-
New
You have an
relationship.
issue with him keeping the flesh? That's the issue you're having?
No. It's a new relationship.
How is
You
it
just
a
said
new
extrinsic.
It's extrinsic though.
See, that's the problem. You're adding things to something that wasn't already there. Is my point.
But it's an extrinsic
But
addition.
it's extrinsic. It's not intrinsic addition.
Right.
So does God exist extrinsically or intrinsically?
That doesn't make sense.
That literally
No,
is not
I know it
coherent.
doesn't. That's why I'm asking it.
No, it's not a coherent sentence.
Yeah,
So does your God
That's like
exist?
saying is this. That's like saying. I can't
Brother,
even put it in words.
You can't use
You're
it that
not
you can't
saying anything.
Yeah,
You're not
can't
saying
use-
anything with that.
You can't use those words in regards to his existence.
Yes.
Okay, if your God relies upon flesh to exist in the current model of your Trinity that you believe, and then you turn around and say that this Father, this Son,
Who says
and this
that he
Holy
relies
Spirit,
on flesh?
Yeah, what do you mean relies upon? Who says he relies upon it?
because
God
you
does
cannot
not
have your
rely.
current Trinity without the Son.
Yeah, but what do you
Yeah,
mean
but
relies upon
The
it?
Son does not rely on flesh. The Son
Okay,
literally
okay.
sustains his own flesh.
Brother, the Son, okay, no problem. Say you believe in the Father, the Spirit of Jesus, no flesh, and the Holy Spirit. That's it.
What?
Exactly. You won't say it.
What?
But the real issue is you don't do your due diligence on really understanding what we believe, bro. You want to force some kind of view upon us instead of learning what our actual view is and doing
Listen,
an
the
internal
point
critique.
is,
This is not an internal critique.
I've granted multiple positions of sincerity towards BB. That's like literally the whole time.
You can't grant multiple positions of sincerity. You have to take
So
on
yeah,
your
so
own position.
so now what I'm seeing the confusion here, Trippin, is that you think God can either be intrinsic or extrinsic, right? That's what you're thinking right now.
No, I'm saying that right now, currently, the current belief of every Trinitarian is that the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, the Son has flesh as well as divinity, and they will never separate. So this
Right.
is something
Okay.
that is defining God, but it's extrinsic to God, meaning God now relies upon something to even exist in the first place.
No, it's not.
Relies upon.
Where's the
How does
reliance?
relies upon?
He relies upon
The
flesh.
only
How does God rely upon flesh?
He relies upon flesh.
No,
How does
no,
he
no.
rely upon?
Wait,
no.
wait, can I just say something?
Flesh
How can
relies
he-
upon him. What are
The
you
only,
talking about?
yeah, the only thing that could possibly be derived from your argument is that maybe the understanding that humans have of God relies on him now having flesh. That's a possibility, I guess. But that
So if
doesn't.
If
but
the
that
flesh
doesn't.
if the flesh relied upon God, that all that signifies is that the flesh was created. That's it.
No, you're joking.
Which means that God never had flesh in the first place.
Oh my gosh.
He
We're
didn't.
going in a circle. You
He
already
didn't
said
have
we-
flesh in the
we-
first place, brother.
Yeah, nobody believes
Okay,
that.
but you do now.
Yeah, and where's the problem in that?
Oh my God, bro. You all got to be slow.
There's nothing
Trinity-
intrinsically
the Trinity-
that's changing to the divine nature.
Here, brother. Look.
Trinity
Let's do this.
changed.
Let's do this.
What do you
Divine.
want? The Trinity changed. Can you
Did the-
show me anywhere?
Every
Did-
Trinitarian affirms extrinsic change.
Can you, brother?
Do you-
no, they don't actually.
The point is that the divine nature changed. That's the point, in an intrinsic manner. If you
Buddy,
can't draw
the
that,
point-
if you can't make that, then we don't really.
Was
we're not
the
concerned.
divinity limited? Was the divinity limited within Jesus?
That's a completely different argument.
No, it's not. You just said
Literally
that they're
completely different.
intrinsically equal.
Literally completely different argument.
Okay, so was the Son of God limited in any way? In his
Literally a
godhood?
completely different argument.
Just answer the question.
A completely different argument.
Answer the question.
Focus.
Don't
Focus for the
wait,
love of all that's
Answer the
holy.
question. Don't
Drippin',
run.
For the love
Don't
of
run now.
Allah, please focus.
Don't run
Drippin',
now.
Stop running.
Don't run
It's
now.
not running.
He's not running.
It's
He's not running.
literally
You're running.
called
Brought it up.
moving the goalpost.
I did not. He brought up the topic, and I said on top of what he said is
No,
the
we're
divinity
talking
of
about-
Jesus, is the divinity within Jesus limited in any capacity?
What does that have to do with whether or not the Trinity is coherent?
Because you said the Trinity is based on relationships, and there's intrinsic in the fact that there's divinity with all of them. And if the Son of God exhibits a relationship with both the Father and the Holy Spirit, then it follows for it to be truly intrinsic, then Jesus must be fully what he is and not lack anything that the Father has, or else it would be that I'm correct.
No, because it's an extrinsic change. Holy crap.
Well, I'm not talking about, oh my God, you all really don't track, do you?
No, you're terrible. You're terrible. at
Buddy,
this.
look at yourself, bro.
Alhamdulillah, I'm great.
No.
Oh, yeah, sure. Maybe in
You're
another
lost.
universe, not in this
You're as
one.
confused as your
Oh,
Quran
I'm
when it
blessed,
comes
bro.
to the Trinity.
I'm blessed, bro.
Your
I'm
Trinity,
blessed.
your Quran
Dude, is
thinks
this
the
come
Trinity is
this come on?
genuinely
It's
the
not-
Father,
it's
the
not-
Son, and Mary.
It's not my problem that you can't track my argument.
You're
this
as
come on?
confused. Listen,
Buddy,
I
you
can
can't
steel man
track
your
your
argument.
own.
I think this has come on a different page. Different
Yeah, go
account.
ahead, Steelman it.
Okay, yeah, your argument is that the Trinity undergoes an extrinsic change. That extrinsic change is causing a change within the nature, such as that the Son did not possess something prior to the incarnation, and then he did possess it after the incarnation. And you're saying because he possessed it after the incarnation, that this is necessarily producing an intrinsic change within the Trinity.
No.
Oh my gosh.
No,
I
that's not
dare
it.
you to I dare you.
The Son
ahead.
of God, right? You tracking so far?
Go.
You believe has divine and flesh right now, right?
Yep.
Okay, and that's extrinsic, the flesh, correct?
Yep.
You said the relationships are extrinsic when they share between themselves, even without the flesh, right?
Say again?
The relationship is extrinsic in your Trinity model.
What do you
correct?
think
Just answer the
extrinsic
questions.
means?
I'm asking you a question. Just
Extrinsic
answer
means relation.
it. Just answer the question then. It shouldn't be hard for you.
You're saying the same thing with different words. You're saying
You're
the
saying-
relationship is.
So I answer
You're
your
saying the
questions, but you don't wanna
relationship
answer
is
mine.
extrinsic.
You're basically
Is it-
saying
is
the
it not?
relationship is. You're saying the relationship is a relationship.
Is
Well
the
done.
relationship extrinsic?
Is the relationship the relationship?
Is the relationship extrinsic?
Bro,
Oh my
answer
gosh,
the
you're using
question.
it.
Stop
You're using
crying.
you're
Oh my
using a
goodness, bro.
tautology, brother.
Is just answer the question, bro. It's not that hard.
What does extrinsic mean?
I'm asking you a question. You don't answer with asking a question.
Yeah, and yes, you can answer with asking a question. By
Okay.
the way.
Literally,
So is the
point.
hey,
What
bookmark
does
this, clip this.
extrinsic mean? Does
You
it mean
said
relation?
earlier- you said earlier that the relationships are extrinsic.
Does
Yes, you did.
extrinsic?
Wallah, you said that.
Does extrinsic mean relationship?
You said it did. Yes.
Just
You said that earlier when I proposed the first argument that even made. Then you
I
blundered.
defined extrinsic as relational properties.
Okay,
That's
so
not
is
the
the
same
Father,
as
Son,
asking a question if the
Father-
relation
is
is
the Father,
relation.
Son, and the Holy Spirit relational?
Amen.
Yes. Okay, so
Yes.
it's extrinsic. You donut. God
Oh my
bless.
gosh, you're so dumb. You're so dumb. I could hand you a GPS and you couldn't track the argument. You asked me.
Same with you, bro.
Is the relation extrinsic? That's what you asked me. What I said to you is that extrinsic is defined by being relational.
And
I
what does that
gave
mean,
you-
relational?
I gave you the definition of extrinsic by saying it's relational.
And what is
You're
relational?
asking me if
What is
something
relational?
relational is extrinsic. Hello?
No, I'm asking you if the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit in their communion, is that extrinsic?
Your exact words were, is
Once
the relation
again, I asked the
extrinsic?
question and you don't answer.
You asked the question, is the
You don't
relation
want to answer.
extrinsic?
You're scared. You don't want to answer.
You said, is
Buddy,
the
stop
relation
crying.
extrinsic? You silly, silly parrot.
Let me ask you again, one more time. Is the relationship between the Father?
Oh my
the
gosh, I
Son-
swear if you say extrinsic.
Okay, no problem. Is the relationship between the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit fully intrinsic?
Oh my gosh, that's
Exactly. Exactly. You can't
That's
say it
worse.
because the Son has flesh. Ha! donut, bro. That's exactly my point.
You just asked if a relational property is an intrinsic property. You just asked me if a relational property is an intrinsic property.
Okay, do they not share divinity?
You just asked me if an extrinsic property is an intrinsic property. And
No, I
I'm the
didn't.
donut?
No, I didn't. You're not tracking, brother.
Oh, you're
Yes,
so
you
dumb.
did.
Brother Bot, if you wanna drop them at any time, just let me know. I don't have any.
I'm going to
issues.
crash out.
Yeah,
He just
let me know.
asked me if a relational property, which is an extrinsic property, is an intrinsic property. No,
ask you-
that's what makes the
last time.
distinction
Okay.
between intrinsic and extrinsic, you gray little parrot.
Okay, here we go. One last time. I'm going to ask you to make sure you're going to answer with honesty. Are you ready?
If you ask me the same question where you're asking if an
You
extrinsic
won't answer
property
it. That's
is,
the point.
if you ask me if an extrinsic property is an intrinsic property, I'm dropping you.
Is the extrinsic property applied to the Son of God?
Okay, that's a different question. Why didn't you ask the same one?
I'm
Great.
trying multiple ways to try to reach you, and I'm going to get to my point one way or
Yeah.
the other.
Yeah, the human nature is going to be an extrinsic relational property to the human nature from the Son.
Perfect. Now, the divinity shared within the Father, within the Son,
Amen.
within the Holy Spirit,
Amen.
are those intrinsic
Is what intrinsic? The
to
divinity?
Yahweh?
The divinity? Yes.
Perfect. So if Yahweh is intrinsic with the divinity shared with the Father,
What do you mean Yahweh
the
is
Son,
the divinity?
Oh my God, bro, I can't even finish.
If Yahweh is intrinsic with the divinity?
Let me. Yeah,
What do you mean?
brother? Like,
What do you mean?
brother? There's things that are intrinsic to the divinity, though. You get what we're talking about, Chip, and you can't phrase it that way.
Is the divinity within the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit intrinsic?
Yes.
Perfect. And does that define Yahweh? Is that Yahweh?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you for clarifying that.
Thank you
My
for
point
describing
is
Trinitarianism.
this. I know what Trinitarianism is. You're just not understanding it. What I'm trying to argue, because you won't answer simple questions that I'm asking you for
Your
obvious reasons.
questions are like asking me to smell
Perfect.
the color 9.
Perfect, no problem. So now, what I want to ask you, Jeremiah describes Jesus coming down in flesh extrinsically, correct?
Brother,
Correct?
what is the argument?
No, just answer
Just
the
make
question.
the argument. Just make the argument for the love of God.
Just answer. You only say this when I get to my point.
Your point? Your point would be a conclusion, not a question.
You just clarified and answered for me.
Brother,
that the divinity,
the flesh is extrinsic. The flesh is extrinsic. What else do you want to hear?
because you have to say now that Yahweh permanently has flesh right now.
Extrinsically.
Oh, guess what? So me affirming that would affirm this proposition that Yahweh has extrinsic properties.
Okay. Malachi
Right?
3:6. God
Right?
does not change. Why is he changing?
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Oh, he did it again. All right. He's done. All right, he's done, guys. He's done. He's done.
No.
This guy.
Holy
bro.
God.
All right, brother Trippin. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Jesus. that was-
Calling us donuts and calling us slow and this whole
This
thing.
man asked if an extrinsic property is an intrinsic property.
Bro,
Is a relational property an intrinsic property? No, it's not. That's what makes it an extrinsic property.
Hey, yo, Scary, I got a question about I was speaking with this Muslim and he said about the night argument, all of the sense and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He said that it's not a contradiction if we say that if they say that Allah descends on the 1/3 and then the second third he ascends.
No. So the problem with that statement is that the first third is always happening. It never stops happening.
Oh, okay. They say that he told me you somehow confirmed that that's not a contradiction. I was like, no way.
No, look. If you want to see the video, look here. I'll show you the video of them confirming that it is a contradiction. Hold on.
Bro, this guy couldn't understand that God.
Okay, well,
changed it.
Yeah, he didn't understand the words, unfortunately.
brother made me sound philosophically inclined. I was gonna word.
So you're saying that he could. So here, look. Here's So here's me and Apex having this. I mean, Apex Libiano having this discussion.
Hey, you laughed a little too hard about that, bro. What's up with you, man?
Right here. So here.
I'm
All
sorry.
right, so here I'm basically asking him, can Allah be making two opposite movements at the same time, essentially? And he's gonna. This is a kind of like a joke, but you're gonna hear it. So you're saying that he could ascend in some places while descending in other places?
Which means the same subject bears two contradictory predicates.
How do we get out of that?
So, how you get out of that is
Allah descends according to time, everywhere.
Yeah.
Sure.
So now I got him to agree that Allah does work according to time. He's not like immune to time in this case. So that's another bake right there, basically. So Allah's always in the lowest heaven?
No.
When we say we don't know the howness, we're not saying we don't know the howness as a result of an apparent logical contradiction.
So he's saying we don't say it because of an apparent logical contradiction. Now look at his next statement. If we didn't say Allahu Alam in this case, there would be a contradiction there.
Well, if you said God is in essence and descent in our understanding at the same time, then there would be an apparent contradiction, of course.
So how do we get out of that? So it's baked. You got it, right?
Yeah.
He said there is an apparent logical contradiction.
Hey, Scary. I'm gonna bounce, bro. I'm gonna eat some supper and
I'm about to do the same thing.
Go ice my brain.
Yep.
On that nonsense.
De-Muslimify it. We all need to do that. Anything else, guys?
Demuzzify, baby. Demuzzify.
Everybody go demuzzify your brains after all that. So to recap. So to recap, guys, the latest and greatest from the Muslims is that it's basically special pleading, right? That there is no evidence of biblical corruption, but the Muslims that were living in 7th century Arabia, the Christians that were living in 7th century, only they had the real NGO. That's special pleading. So that's where we're at now, guys.
Man, I still refuse to believe that's what he said. But he can't be that dumb, bro.
Well, I'm gonna
Can't
post
be
it.
that dumb,
I
bro.
promise you, Berlin. I'm gonna post it probably tonight, if not tomorrow morning. And you're gonna see when you listen to it. That's exactly where he was going with that. He was saying when Allah says go to the people of the book, he wasn't talking about you guys. He was talking about the Christians who converted to Islam that were around Muhammad. That's what he was saying. So, but anyway, we'll wrap it there. I do appreciate you guys. $1. Thank you, brother, for coming up. Sa. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Berlin, appreciate you, brother. Let me know when you need help. I could, if you need. I got time right now. If you want to talk, if you want to. About the OBS afterward, if you want to hit me up.
Yeah.
All right, broski. All right, guys. So good W video today. We got Wow, let me see. Joshua wants to say something. What's up, Joshua? Joshua doesn't even know he's up here. So W video today, guys. We got a chance to talk about. We had a real conversation with Salim early on in the video where we talked about the genuine concerns that people might have about Islam. And we discussed that according to history, Islam was largely just violently subjugating people. And yes, it had moments of relative peace, but it was just essentially better than what the Jews were experiencing with the Crusades. And so it doesn't mean that there was absolute peace, but it was just relatively better for them than what the Crusades were. But again, that doesn't represent the whole of the movement. So, and then after that, I don't know what happened, but we ended up getting Islamic Apex in here. he got baked, and then he passed the phone to TMA in here. He got baked as well. And so for you guys who missed it and you want to watch it, I'm going to repost it on TikTok and on YouTube. And I mean, you could just technically go to YouTube right now on Scary Hours Podcast and watch it because it's live. Now, there could be some buffering stuff going on when it's because usually it takes time to process the live. But it'll be live if you're gonna rewatch it. So Abu Lahab says, please post it. We definitely will, because that was a W. And then we got, so TMA after that, he agreed that he was going to talk to Bought by Blood, but then he obviously found an excuse to run away. So that's going to do it for me today, guys. I'll be back maybe later. On YouTube, if you guys don't mind, on YouTube, hit the follow button. Also, guys, on TikTok, hit the follow button if you don't mind. There's 75 of you in here. A couple of you hit the follow button for me if you would. And YouTube as well, hit the like button on the video and follow the account if you're not following. And also, if you want to support the channel financially, become a channel member on YouTube. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. I'll catch you in the next one. Stop streaming. All right, everybody on the YouTube side, Ben, Jason, everybody who's a channel member, Quilem, you guys, I appreciate you guys. Thank you.